Hello and welcome to Monday Mayhem. Today I'm joined by Conor and Marcus. We have spread this room out as far as we can to make sure everyone is socially distanced. We have the board already set up, which if I've set up the camera correctly, you can currently see. We're playing Victory at Sea today. I see there's a couple new people in the chat. Marcus was telling me. Marcus is on chat watch today.
Yes, hello to, I'm going to struggle with this one. Kobayashi Samakara Maid and Troy Sterling Knees. Hello and welcome, and some familiar faces in the chat as well. Hello Comraton, hello Laviolus, hello Umbrasol. So let's get some look at Conor.
Yeah, so I will be one. We brought on Conor because I want to know what love is. No, leave it there. Alright. No, do it, you've done it now. And I wanted him to show me. So, Conor.
Hello, I'm Conor. I'm the secretive member of customer service team. Been with us for about a year now. And Victory at Sea, I would say, is my top game at the minute. So, kind of bit the hands off Max and Marcus to come and have a game. And hopefully,
really
I won't beat Max too hard and he'll be okay tomorrow.
Well, it's interesting you point that out, actually, Conor, because the only game I've ever beaten Max at is Victory at Sea. And, well, he didn't want to play me this time. So, I feel that, Conor, you owe it to me and to the community to beat Max soundly at something for once.
Yes, if we see the ships in the bin at the end of the game, we'll...
So,
Windows up, let me just fling him out.
In terms of thrashing, Max, what have you bought, Conor?
So I've gone for Kriegsmarine, which is the best fleet in our Victory at Seas range. I've gone for Bismarck, Admirals, excuse pronunciation, Spee and Shear, and 3 slightly upgraded destroyers to take on the might of the US Navy.
And with said might, Max?
Yeah, I've got loads.
How mighty is your might?
Anyone who's used the Start Fleet will be very familiar with this. It is Northampton class, Portland class, Northampton class, backed up by 6 Fletchers and 1 hull New Mexico, freshly painted yesterday.
I had to do a wide angle there to get his fleet in.
Yeah, so we got a bit of everything here. It's going to do a job. I think ship for ship, he kind of outweighs me. A lot of his ships have better, HP, better armour. I basically plan to run right down his fleet's nose and drop a lot of torpedoes courtesy of the Fletchers, and hope that the Bismarck doesn't do the Bismarck, or does do the Bismarck thing, but not the other Bismarck thing. The one where it's sunk, is what we're going for, is what I'm getting.
Well, I mean, they used a fair few torpedoes, a couple of county-class cruisers, and a Nelson-class battleship to sink it in real life, so let's see if you can do it with actually not a dissimilar force.
Yeah,
only
it's
differences,
a little bit hodgepodge, maybe.
Only difference is, on this May the 4th, you will find that the Bismarck is fully operational.
Oh no, we didn't agree to this. So I think we've already set up, we're not really doing a scenario, we're both really new to, this is my second game, this is what, your third game?
Third game. Sadly, lockdown has prevented more games, so we're not playing with aircraft. We're not doing kind of a scouting fleet, scouting aircraft beforehand, and we've just gone for just a straight up mash-up to see what we have.
Yeah, it's a very weird situation where most of your games are played actually on stream, in my case. You kind of end up with this weird worldview of war games where you don't really learn stuff, but you kind of get everything in like a flash and in the pan.
You're doing this like a performance art almost half the time.
I wouldn't call it art.
Well, hey, there's an art to being as bad at war games as I am. And Haggard has given us a name for today's engagement. It is the Battle of the Lenten Strait.
We're in Lenten anymore.
Pardon?
I don't think we're technically in Lenten anymore.
We're just about in Lenten.
What?
We're just on the edge of Lenten and Dunkirk.
I spent a whole weekend out of knots and I don't know where I am, apparently. So cool.
Max had a lovely weekend in Derbyshire and he's gone native.
Yeah, it was really nice actually. There was ponies next door and everything.
That's what Max looks for.
That's the sign of a nice area, okay? Right, we'll worry about Fletchers as we go. I'm actually Fletchers don't really need it. I'm probably going to do dice on top of the Fletchers for damage, rather than actually go for the tracks. Or else I'm going to take up the whole board with my many Fletcher cards, so I'm going to do that. But we got them here if we need them.
Yep.
And they'll be all
I'll just sink them in one shot. There we go. Sort of makes it easier.
Should we just roll to get started?
Yeah,
I think that's all we need.
Roll for initiative. Good luck.
Good luck.
3.
Pretend handshake. There you go. So I got a 10. That's me up first.
I'll pop initiative on this side of the...
Yeah, we're not even going to touch it. It's your set that you actually brought from home today. So I've basically got my sanitised dice over here. We got hand san. For anyone who didn't know, this is from Army Paint. They actually won the a industry award. Over in Denmark. For doing that, because they didn't have to, they chose to. I think that's very good of them. So anyway, I won the roll-off, so move a ship.
Okay.
So, Conor, you're going to have to talk us through here your cunning tactical battle plan so that it's more impressive that when you beat Max, even though he knew your cunning tactical battle plan.
So I wrote a dossier
Okay.
on this, and then I thought, I should sink his ships. So I'm going to try and very
I'm going to throw
secretly
sand at him.
see if we
I don't
can
like
just
sand.
send the destroyers around the back whilst the main ships move forward, and hopefully he will commit too early on, and I can get around the back and sink him from behind.
Max didn't hear any of that, so that's perfect.
Strategic tinnitus.
So I think as well we had a very quick demo of this with a couple of ships just to get used to it earlier on.
Fletcher down there.
One of the torpedoes did decide to just one-shot one of his cruisers very quickly. So hopefully we're going to see quite a lot of torpedo damage in this game.
Yeah, the torpedoes scared me. I think you were good luck with them when you were playing with Japanese Marcus as well.
Yeah.
Last time we played.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're ready.
Those long lances messed you up last time.
Yeah, so we haven't got those this time, but I think, like I say, I'm outweighed on tonnage, but with a lot of Fletchers as well, I'm hoping that I can just... I'm going to do micro movements, I'm not going to bring the
Well, it's also
measure into play.
It's also if it gets to a capital ship engagement, how's New Mexico with the 14-inch guns going to fare against the 15 inches on Bismarck?
I think New Mexico loses in what little testing we did pre-game.
Yes.
Because when we were pre-testing, we had Mexico Bismarck, one of the Deutschland, and one of his cruisers versus similar. I think I had the Portland class, New Mexico, and a Fletcher. Just so we had a bit of everything on the screen, just to mess around with, get a feel for what we're doing.
Yeah.
And yeah. Where was I going with that? Yeah, just we had everything, and I felt like the Bismarck was coming off better because obviously in that situation you kind of want to go for the right weight.
Yeah.
Except for when Conor really bullied one of my Fletchers and point-blanked one of my Fletchers with every gun on the Bismarck in the same turn.
Yes.
And it still did less damage than like one volley of torpedoes, which is terrifying.
Yes, one volley of torpedoes from the Type 1936A destroyers did 50 hull point damage on one of his cruisers, which, okay, maybe in this game I might be a bit more conservative with my torpedoes and maybe shoot one set.
You've also got less destroyers than me, so I can be a bit more aggressive with them, I think.
So, interesting question here from Troy Sterling Nice. Is the battle map being used, the 6x4 one, available on the website?
No, this is Deep Cut. This is currently unavailable. I believe they will be available in time. Deep Cut are based out in Poland.
Yes.
So there's a bit of an issue of actually getting them in. We're both trying. I'm not saying Deep Cut aren't bringing our stuff. But there is some genuine issues with getting it across the sea, given the new Brexit stuff on top of the COVID thing. It's very similar. So this one is slightly darker than the one we sell on the web store. That I believe it's branded with us, but I don't think we make it because I haven't
Is that
seen
the Geek Gaming ones?
Couldn't tell you, but it's neoprene just like this one.
Yeah.
Or mouse mat, as us commoners call it. And it's a really nice mat, and so is the other one, and they are both made of mouse mat.
Yeah.
So it's similar but different.
This
It's
is
just a
just the
4-4 one. We're also playing, a little bit to the clock here. If this was a club night where... Oh, I miss my old clubs. I'm not going to get into it, but I had the best club growing up. If it was a club night, maybe have a couple pints while we're playing sort of thing, then, letting a game run till for 4 hours is actually kind of fun in its own way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stuff like this, you kind of just want to go, right, let's get through it. Is that all you guys?
Yes, so I'm done. I've moved.
And Max has just finished moving his destroyer screen.
Just as well, to chat to people who haven't really played this as much, you'll notice that we're going quite quicker with the destroyers. They've got a 7-inch move, which will come apparent in the shooting phase, because if you go 7 inches or higher, it's -1 to hit, so it's quite helpful for the destroyers to survive that little bit longer, with them being quite small as well. And we'll see shortly.
I do like your little fleet screen there, Max. That is quite tasty.
Yeah, I have ideas on how to do it, and because last time we played it was just the cruisers can basically keep up with the Fletchers, only 1 inch low. Now that we've got something like the New Mexico, which is only a third of the cruisers, sorry, 2/3 of the cruisers, 4 inches, 6 inches, 7. Suddenly, you kind of need to think a bit strategy. So I wanted to go a bit, bring him into the
You've
middle.
got a kind of baby.
If he fights me, then there's going to be a lot of guns coming in, even if he wants to pick up my skirmishing screen, which I think is going to be interesting going in. Like I say, I've not played this too much, so I'm still kind of learning the game.
Yeah. Konobayashi. Yes, I imagine those Reggie Marina individual items will be available in the future individually. Same with all the other fleets. Obviously, start fleet comes out first,
So
and then the individuals.
So I'm going to try and do some long shots first. I think I'm going to open with the New Mexico, I think.
Ooh.
It's going to be super long range. I won't be surprised if we hit. Let's just see if we can get a lucky early crit on the Bismarck.
Okay.
So my extreme range is 37, which is comfortably in range. So what range are we actually looking at? So looking at 23, which is only long range for me. So -1 to hit. I believe it's just 5s then, isn't it?
Yes, so it's 4s normally.
Yep.
I've not moved more than 6.
That thing never will.
And yeah, not destroy anything like that. Not firing from an arc. So it's just a -1. So it'd be 5.
to hit. And yeah, so I'm firing 2 of my front turrets here because the back ones can't see.
Which answers Haggard's question. Lovely. Yes. Do you need broadside to do well?
There we go.
It helps.
And so 2 hits. So these are damage dice 3. So now I'm going to add 2 dice back in because that's 2 hits for a total of 6.
Yes, to the broadside there, Haggard, very quickly.
Hey, that's a good roll. I don't know if that's showing up on camera properly.
Not great. It's a little bit of glare off the top.
Okay, yeah, we'll see what we can do on that one.
So the AP, because the AP of your guns is +2, isn't it? So it's armor 6, so it's 4s to cause a whole point damage. So it's 2, all successful. And then we're going to see
so there's 2 fails here and 1 of the 3, so we get rid of those. So you take 4 damage. We can establish that straight off. But what we'll do first is 1 critical hit.
Oh,
that's a 5 for anyone who can't see it. And so we roll on the chart, which I believe you have open down there. 6, which I believe is your weapon systems.
Yes. I haven't actually got it open here because I'm on the wrong page.
that could be pretty big actually if New Mexico's managed to new to Bismarck a little
I
bit.
think it's going to start off on just the light guns. So
Yes,
this isn't going to be big damage yet.
So weapons. So it's
You got a notepad there as well. Yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
So with weapons, weapons area, it's just the first one. So it's -1 attack dice. So I'm just going to roll a dice to see
D6.
what area.
2.
Yeah, so it'll be the light guns. So the Bismarck's light guns have taken 1 bit of damage, and it was 4 damage points, wasn't it?
4 total, unless you get any extra damage from the light guns, but I don't think you do.
Not for this one.
Still, first salvo hit for New Mexico. That's some decent gunnery there.
Yeah, it's
Which has
alright.
put Bismarck down to an almighty 98 of all points there.
I think
So I'm quite comfortable with
Chipping
that.
away,
isn't it?
chipping away.
See, the logic of this, I think, is they've clearly came out of the fog at each other, or else they'd be fighting at a bit longer distances. This is a bit of a knife fight right off the bat.
And quite handy as well. We've got these, I don't know if you can see on the chat, little tokens that come with the starter set. Very handy to just mark on damage, but we'll see.
Swap
We'll
chairs,
see if I can fix that.
Because that one's broken, I'm barely going to be sitting down this game.
Get
Okay,
this
now-
away without knocking everything over.
Now, very, very tempted to return fire 1 for 1, but I'm going to see if I can start picking off these destroyers possibly.
Okay.
I see Connor's target priority. I think Max has just saturated him with targets now.
So the only thing is, if I can, I'm going to try it. So it might actually be hitting on 7s and therefore I can't hit, but we might as well go for it. I'm going to see if the Bismarck can actually get some shots into the destroyers. So
Okay.
our range, yes, it is less than 20, so 17-inch range, meaning that my Bismarck guns, main guns, A turret and B turret in this case, are actually at short range. So it will be 6s to hit, because short range is fine. -1 for destroyer, -1 for moving at 7 inches. But
Okay.
I've got to start knocking this screen off somewhere. So
Haggard was asking earlier as well, does the broadside matter? Broadside's also +1 if you're firing side on. So not only are you more likely to get all of your guns, depending on obviously what ship class, but most ships are similarly laid out in the basics. So for example, this guy, he has 2 guns that can only shoot back. So the cone is what you can't shoot, so he can't shoot that way, coming back to me with his front 2, and coming that way back towards Conor. Obviously, it's all from here, so it's basically a circle.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you are a ship that is here, where those 2 dice are conveniently in blue, so you probably can't see them very well, suddenly it's all my guns. However, if it was here, then I'm getting no +1 and only 2 of my guns. But if it was here, who's going that way, it's +1 because he's side on, so it's an easier shot, but I still can't bring these 2 turrets to bear.
Yeah, absolutely. Haggard saying, that's why he wants to get Rodney. No need to bother with all that turning stuff. You've just got your main battery all forward.
yes. If it was just while Max chatting there, so light guns don't suffer the -1 to hit for destroyers for being a small target, which is for speed, beg pardon, which is so it would be things. So check the light guns; they are at longer range. So again, that counters out the fact that it's a smaller. They've gone faster, so everything in my arsenal can hit, but it is on 6s.
Yep.
So I'm going to go
Big handful of dice. Roll some 6s.
Yeah, so first of all, we've got the A turret and B turret for Bismarck. Only 4 shots in total. But let's see if we can hit.
Anton and Bruno opening up there with the 15-inch.
So I've got a hit,
Ooh.
which is fantastic. So the Bismarck A turret is 3 damage dice at plus 2 AP. So it's effectively, I'm going to say it now, anything but a 1.
Watch him.
Is that on this one, sorry?
On this one. 3 points of damage. Caused a crit with the 6. We'll see if the 6 goes through to a full crit. It does. Sorry, I've rolled the wrong dice there. No, I haven't. So it's 3, which is engine damage. So it hasn't taken another point of hull damage.
Yep.
But it has -1 to its speed, which is going to be fantastic because it now means that the destroyer won't have the -1
Speed bonus, yeah. And hello to Mike, whether that's liquid, solid, gaseous, or other.
I'm going to just put that on the, like I say, I think it's going to get really confusing if we use every card for each Fletcher, because they're not unique, so we're just going to do that.
So we're going to...
That Fletcher's still alive.
Yeah.
15-inch shell to the engine room.
Yeah, so we're going to try and sync this now. So I'm going to now go for my
Glancing hit.
weaker light guns. So these are 8 shots, there's quite a lot of shots, but they are weak, so they can't cause criticals, unfortunately. Again, because he's...
Couple hits, I don't think it'll hugely matter, to be honest.
So 6 is to hit again.
Less brutal than when he did it with
2 hits.
everything.
One of my favourite
Like
things
close range.
One of my favourite things is these light guns. These light guns. These are things like 105s and 120mm guns at the low end.
Now,
Yeah, this has a minimum range in bolt action.
Yeah.
Now these are my weakest dice, so I am actually at -2 to the armour. So your armour is 1.
+1, so you need 3 or
So
more to
3 or
cause
more?
some damage here.
And it's 1, but because it's weak, it does not get the bonus for crit. So it's 1 more hull point of damage.
Okay, so I believe she's crippled. Yep, so she's crippled. That's half speed? Marcus, can you check?
I will pull it up for you
You
now.
are umpiring today.
And whilst Marcus is checking this, I've got the...
You can't see it because he's on like a big chair, like a tennis referee.
And then I've got my last light guns, which is only 6 shots. It's only 6 shots, but these are twin linked, meaning they get to reroll to hit.
Okay.
Again, 1 hit so far,
So,
and 2 hits.
so unless you roll, he's probably dead.
AP, excuse me 1 moment.
Max, so
AP -1, so it'll be 2s, again, because it's 1 to 2
Yep.
plus. And hopefully we get some crits here. So we've got 1 hit
She's
with the crit.
alive somehow.
We'll see on a 4 plus if we get a crit roll. And we'll
Yes.
see the area. 8. So crew, which is
Cripes.
-1 attack dice, but it's shrapnel, so it's not an extra one, so it's limping along on 1 hull.
so Max, you are crippled, very. So it is. Permanently has its current flank speed reduced by half. Gains the lumbering trait, which we'll get to in a second.
Yep.
Attack dice of its light guns, torpedoes, and AA weapon systems are halved, rounding down, and it doesn't have any main guns.
Plus another -1 on your not light gun, on your main gun, because of the crew damage.
Okay.
So you're floating. So
Yes.
but I didn't knock the torpedoes out.
Oh,
which is
and
interesting.
lumbering, you may only make 1 change of direction during a movement and may not evade.
Marvellous.
I don't somehow think that Fletcher's going to be doing.
No, it's fine. Because he's going to assume it's out of the game now.
Who's
Unfortunately,
going to win it for you?
my AA battery can't shoot at the destroyer as much as I would love it to take off that last hull point, and the other 2 guns are just pointing backwards. So that's Bismarck's first shooting phase.
Yeah, Laviola says, give me ramming speed, XO.
So my Northampton, on this flank, is going to try and mess up that destroyer. What's the range? I'm going to say 15, because it's just over 14 there. Borderline on 14, but we'll call it 15.
Yeah, me and Max on the chat before the start of the game. If we're kind of on borderline, we're going to just be nice to each other and go to the more favourable of the 2 options just to make it easier.
So,
Can't argue with that.
light guns, ignore the destroyer thing,
Yes,
but you've moved 5, so it's 5s.
I've
They're
moved.
extreme range, so I can't hit you with my light guns. However, my normal guns are at short range, so no modifiers, except destroyer and going fast,
But
so hitting on
light
6s.
guns.
No, these are just
main
normal
guns.
cannons.
Yeah.
So 6s to hit. I can bring... That's good. 6 shots, because it's 2 turrets here. There's 2 fore and 1 aft on this one, so we're missing out on the aft. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing!
That's what we like to see.
Blasting away to no avail with the 8-inch guns.
It's easy to miss at extreme range. So, Connor, your next shot.
So, right, and I will actually just put some markers down. Use the rearm markers that we have to just notify if I've actually used it. Shit, because I will forget. So Bismarck is done. So,
Diving for the punch boards.
very, very tempted to just get the cheeky shot in and finish off that destroyer. or choices.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to slow the game down completely here.
Don't you dare.
Now, what we'll do is we'll continue kind of what we're aiming at doing. So we're going to go for this ship here, which is Admiral Spee, and he's going to go into this destroyer. Now, it's not going to be as bad as Bismarck.
He's actually facing forward as well. Just noticed that. Probably it doesn't pick up on camera, but it annoys me.
So we're on 17 inches.
It's that one that should be going backwards.
Spee.
It was a full aft into battle. That's confidence.
So
Oh my
we've
god,
got
that's
Spee,
seamanship.
so we've got a turret in the front, which is in short
Destroyers have
range,
recce, right?
and long range for the light guns. It's got some torpedoes, but they are nowhere near.
Try it. You'll probably hit the Bismarck at this range.
No, I'm shooting to my own ship. Right, so we're going to go for the A turret first of all, which is 3 shots at short range. So that'll be 6s again because of the -2.
Yep.
A hit. And A turret is damage 2, so it's 2 dice. No AP, so it's well, it's 2s anyway, isn't it? Because of the visual armour. And it just causes us a single hull point.
So I'm going to count down for these guys.
And then my light guns, 6 shots. So it's 6 shots at -1 AP. Again, this will be 6s because it will ignore. Sorry, it's 6s because it will ignore the -1 for it moving fast, but it's at longer range. So 6s again. 2 more hits.
Ouch.
And this is -1, but it still makes it a 2+.
Yep.
For 1 damage on each. 2 and a 1. So 1 more damage. So 2, I think that was in total.
2 total, yeah. I was marking it down for each.
Chipping away at those little Fletchers now.
Yeah,
So that's
the golden.
slightly more disappointing, but again, it's very difficult to hit destroyers, especially if you're Japanese, because they can all move really fast
Yeah.
at range.
Well,
So
Japanese with 7-inch move on their heavy
These guys
cruisers.
move pretty fast under their own right, I believe.
over to you, Max.
I am going to... Can't see any destroyers. Like, the destroyers worry me. I know what they can do, so I want to try and get them first. These guys, I don't think he can really see anything that he particularly wants to hit. It's kind of all guns on this cruiser here. Range 19. What's he? Is he the
Indianapolis.
He's the Portland. So his long range is 24, so he's at long. So it will be 5s to hit.
Yes, and this one is sheer, so this one is already down by 2 hull points to his equivalent, because it is I would say, a compulsory choice to make on the upgrade.
Hey! Exactly half hit, which is good, considering that was 5s. And I'm AP plus... nothing, okay.
And I'm armour 3+. Ooh.
All damaged.
So
Wow.
3 hull points.
Yep, and 1 potential critical. You are not critical, but take 3 damage.
Excellent gunnery thus far from the US Navy, though.
And that's what we like.
So we're down
That's the
to
thing, I've
20.
got the numbers advantage this much. That's all I really need.
Yeah.
Just put hits on. Could have done with the crits, but...
And even
Not gonna complain.
in a knife fight like this, just putting out that volume of fire, I think that might prove quite beneficial coming through the game.
So I'm going to return fire now. Considering how little damage the first cruiser did against the destroyer there, I am just going to try and see if we can finish off the last one here.
Okay.
So again, 17 inches.
There's some showy displays of overkill.
Should be. If I've been very lucky hitting so far, so hopefully I can get a shot through with all these dice. So again, 3 shots from the A turret and 6 from the light. So the A turret, that's what we like to see.
I think he's dead.
And smash.
Sunk.
Oof. That is, who was that? Was that the Sharnos?
And that was Admiral Shear.
Oh, you've not got Sharnos, have you? You've got the Ash Bay and shit.
Bismarck and,
Yes.
So we did a manar about me taking 3 or 4 of the big battleships, but we decided we want to play a smaller game, and I actually don't think... I think I've been overwhelmed by numbers in that, if that was the case.
And Max hadn't painted Missouri.
Yes. So that's my third.
I don't know if I've got Missouri. No, I ain't got Missouri yet. So, Chicago is going to target all guns that are in range on that A-class. And Hideous Beast. Yeah, let's do that. So light guns are 15, everything else should be less. So light guns are out, everything else is on 17. Oh, wrong one, sorry. Still 17. So, unfortunately, that still puts us at long range. 1 more inch and we would have been short there. So, hitting on 6s, I believe.
Yes, so it's -1 for going fast, -1 for destroyer, and you say short. You're at short or long?
Long.
So you're hitting on 7s.
Can't do it then.
No, so unfortunately, just by that inch.
Yeah, saved you.
Mr. Destroyer coming around the island there has just had a lucky escape.
Yeah, so I think we might be at the point now where a lot of things are going to be out of range. So, over to you.
Potentially. So I'm going to go with this destroyer here. Just trying to see if we can chip away there. So I've actually upgraded these destroyers slightly because I have some points left over.
Ooh.
So the light guns for Kriegsmarine are great because they're not weak anyway, which is fantastic to cause crits because the weak trait means that you can't cause any crits. But I've also upgraded it so each of them have got an A turret and slightly less guns, which just means I get twin links on one of my shots.
Yeah.
So 6, 13, 19. So I think I'm going to be in.
Max, could you quickly read off the range for one of the torpedoes on your destroyers, please?
Yes, 13 is just out for my short range.
10, 7, 5, 2.
Yeah, so Haggard, the torpedoes are pretty short range in game because what we're actually doing
Because firing them at 10 inches is basically a guaranteed miss unless you've got some extra circumstances. I pretty much only ever fire them at short or point blank.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and just as a point for anyone that's not seen Victory at Sea played before, obviously the models are quite big. What we assume and we imagine is that the ship currently occupies the space
Of its bridge.
Yeah, so these ships are tiny pinpricks. Even though it looks like, these guys should be throwing rocks and beer bottles at each other, they're still engaging at a few thousand yards.
Yeah. So, sadly, with the destroyer, because I've actually upgraded to the A turret, which means it's not a light gun, the A turret suffers that -1 for it.
Yes.
To the light gun, so I've only got 2 shots from the destroyer here into there, again needing 6s.
Mhm.
Nothing there. And that's that. That was a lot more uneventful, but at this range it's...
I think we're getting to that part of the turn. So this guy is going to shoot this guy. I think they might be in range. It's in range. 15 is my maximum. Oh no, sorry, 18 is my maximum. So I'll do even 13. So he's actually only in long range, so I think he's hitting on 6s.
Yeah.
So that's 6 dice. Sorry, 3 dice for that one.
Bit of destroyer on destroyer action here.
2 hit. Those are 1 hit.
1 hit.
Good roll though.
My armour is 2+, I believe. No, still 1+ for the destroyers. Not quite there.
-2 AP, so looking for 4s.
3s.
3, sorry.
Yeah. There we go. So
1 damage.
1 damage down to 6 on lefty.
But I think that's the thing.
take that.
These destroyers actually have pretty dangerous punch when they get in close with those torpedoes.
Yeah.
But it's getting them in there.
Yeah, they're basically just gun running thing.
The glass cannon to the maximum, I think.
Yeah. That's alright, I've got lots of them.
So
You have got the Fletcher swarm.
So I've decided actually with this destroyer I'm going to actually start trying to chip away at the cruiser here.
Okay.
See what we can do. So 13 inches is there, so it's still out just, sadly, of the short range for the main gun. But again, because
it's
it's...
to hit.
Yes. Because of the short range. Because you didn't move 7, did you, with the...
I can't now. Unless
So-
it's a bonus.
So we've got,
Favourable wind.
so you've got the A turret, which is...
Sloping sea.
Which is 5s to hit.
Yep.
But it's twin linked. Hits. It is damage. Sorry. It's -1 to your armor.
Yep.
Your armor is for your cruiser 2.
That's the Northampton. 2, yeah.
2. So I need 3s or more.
Uno.
And then the 2 light guns. 1 hit. Again, sorry, needing 5s again as before. 1 point of damage again. I believe. Hang on. Should be minus.
No. Mike, yes, on a board this small, you are going to struggle to get properly realistic formations.
So one whole point there.
As I say, this game just gets better the bigger you can play it in, but we don't have 6 hours, and I don't think you guys do either.
Yes. So 2 points of damage in total from his shooting completely.
Okay.
But no crits.
So, I think start just going down the line of destroyers, really. So you in range. 18. So 17. So he's in range. Extreme -2. Moved. Can't do it. I think at this point we might be at nobody can do anything.
Potentially, he might be able to get a cheeky shot in.
Cool.
We will with the light guns on 6s, but I have to double check the ranges.
I'm actually just going to start cheating and check every range.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone on my team I think is going to be out, so that's functionally my turn.
So last shot, I'm going to try and get the destroyer, but we'll just double check the range again. So it is 17.
So I think you're going to have the same situation unless you've got a better range than me.
So I should have slightly better range. Yes, so my long for my light guns is 17 dead on. So it means that I actually will be able to still hit.
It's on a 6 though.
Yeah, on a 6.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
So it's that Kriegsmarine have better ranges I've found
Yeah.
so far, which is fantastic. which is why I shouldn't really be trying to run straight at you. Now, my A turret, again on this, my A turret is 19 inch for the extreme range, 13 inch for the long. So the A turret again is out of range. So it's just 2 light guns on 6s. Right. And that's me.
That's turn.
Laviola says, so what you just heard is 24-hour Victory at Sea live stream when you hit some important milestone.
Million subscribers.
Yeah, I was going to say million subscribers, and we're all in mansions that the Twitch has paid for.
Yes.
So
if you want to see it, folks, make it happen.
So the last thing we're going to do is, because I have got a ship that's got some critical damage, just bear with me because I'm trying to find the page in the book.
I had, but it's kind of at the bottom of the sea.
Escalation.
Is to do the escalation. So it's to see if I can first of all fix this critical point of damage on the Bismarck's guns, and then to see if it carries on. But Marcus is just flicking for us because he's got a smaller
Page
robot
46.
of the big one.
Yeah.
Straight onto it. So damage control for every roll of d6. So with 4 or more, for every point higher, I get to go -1 on one system. Now I'm only on the first damage for the weapons, so on a 4+, I get to remove the critical. No.
Now, what
So
was that?
It was a 3. So the critical stays,
That's not a 4 or a 4+.
Check for escalation.
and then escalation. So just bear with me, I'm just reading this one. So it doesn't have escalation, I don't think, under its damage point.
The point will have listed whether it triggers escalation or not.
So there are some that basically it's like fires, it's just spreading through the ship, which means it can cause more damage. Thankfully, this is quite minor in
Minor in as much as a 14-inch shell has hit one of your turrets and has done something to the many tons of gun.
Yeah, so we go into turn 2.
3.
And I get, for initiative, I get a 10.
So definitely you.
Which is fantastic, because it's great to have that, because there's so many ships out there. So over to you to move first. So with initiative, the person who loses has to move first, but the person with initiative then gets to shoot first. So it's quite a nice balance.
You can really put your opponent in a situation if you're lucky with the with initiative.
Yeah.
But if Max has a giant fleet, then he can mitigate some of that a little
He
bit.
still gets to fire the Bismarck first. That's a bit of a worry, but we'll see how it goes.
So snuck up with the destroyer along the coast.
Winner.
Get destroyer steaming across the front, just make smoke and run.
Let's see if I can do this right. Yes.
Ooh. Lovely bit of captaining there, Max.
I need to do like a micro turn there. That's 3.
So this has already had the desired effect for me, because it's meaning that actually more ships are pulling away from my plucky destroyer over here, which is fantastic. So we're going to see if Max will fall into that trap. Should probably be saying this internally in my head, but I'm sure
I'm
Max
used
isn't
to it.
listening that much.
I'm used to it.
Mr. Standard, doesn't that run aground being so close to the island? Again, just to kind of reiterate, the ship actually occupies its base. Sorry, not its base, its bridge space. So he's actually a little bit further away than he looks. However, Max may have decided that he doesn't want to be the US Navy anymore and would like to be the US Marines.
I mean, yeah.
There's an amphibious landing by means of Fletcher.
Yeah.
And yes, Haggard, one of the orders you've got is you can make smoke.
Yes, which we're kind of looking at the orders, but for kind of ease of, we want to make this quite a quick game, because otherwise we could be playing this for about 4 hours, which would be great if we were able to play all day.
That's
we're kind of keeping it quite basic for this game while we get our heads around it, and not really taking advantage of the order system. We had a chat about it before the game, but we felt that it was going to add an extra layer onto time.
No, which is entirely reasonable, obviously. This is the kind of what we call a demo game or an intro game that you can give to a friend as well if you're getting them into Victory at Sea. You know, nothing fancy, just run them through with what you get in the starter set and maybe add a battleship to taste.
4 inches.
I really like those measuring rulers? Gauges?
Yeah.
Surprisingly useful if you're barely educated like me and don't know angles.
That's some fancy manoeuvring there. I'm going to match that fancy manoeuvring by moving some Fletcher.
And yes, turn 2 in which all the destroyers turn aggressively at each other.
3 more.
Oh, it's getting nice and close.
Yeah, that's what we wanted. Plenty more when that came from.
So we should look at the top-down view. It's actually starting to look a little bit chaotic in the middle.
That's what I was hoping for, to be honest. So I'm happy with that. I like that.
Okay.
Okay. So. I hate you've killed some of my Fletchers already. That's really making me having to think.
I've only killed one.
Already one too many.
Hey, Mr. Stander, really glad to hear that. Just says that having painted most of my German fleet and not yet played, this is exactly the type of game I needed to watch.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Really glad to hear that.
And on that, actually, with painting, just a very quick note, which I put in an article we did before. I haven't gone historical with my gaming colours, just because I collect the game more than I collect for historical accuracy. So if anyone's thinking, oh, they look a bit different, I just wanted to go for a uniform colour throughout with the fleet.
Can't argue with that. And
I haven't done him yet.
Mine look realistic. Parts of it are alright.
Yeah. So, there's one of the things I find if you go...
I'd say the cruiser's actually researched. Every cruiser I've actually tried to get it accurate.
Awesome.
Then we'll get a close up on the Northampton in a bit.
Yeah.
You know, we do the fake waves and stuff.
Yes.
I've painted that on the bow of that one. Indianapolis, Northampton, and Chicago, they're all basically accurate. There might be some like tonal differences, but close to what I was aiming for.
Yeah.
And the this one's not quite finished. You need to put some blue stripes on there because there was some dazzle camouflage or whatever you want to call it. And I don't actually know what it would specifically be called during this era, but
What we'll look at trying to do, Mike, is possibly as ships die or at the end, do a little bit of a line-up parade. Unfortunately, with the cameras and the size of the ship and the game going on, it's a bit much to try and really get in there all the time with the cameras, but they are some lovely paint jobs, so we will try and show them to you guys.
Are you done with
somewhere?
Sneaky left. I was hoping you would moved him by now.
Oh, no, I need to see what you're doing. There's a reason I've got so many Fletchers.
And we go to the full. Yeah. I'm going to go 5 to that. And then turn and then do the last 2. So again, holding that side.
Yeah, I think my objective for this turn is just get rid of all the destroyers. At which point then I'll have numerical and I can start destroying in detail the bigger ships. So even though I don't need to move that, I'm still keeping you in suspense what I'm going to do there. Sounds horrible. Yeah, I don't like that. That'll do. Yeah.
And I've done, so it's...
There. Just a slight turn.
Ooh, that's the Indianapolis getting up close and personal.
Yeah, so I don't actually want to go aside of this one in case you go first and you torpedo me. So I'm stopping there. I've still got all my guns on you, and if needs be, I can put guns on that one. Happy.
This brings a nice little conundrum here, is the whole... do I get to risk it, try and get the destroyer through the screen to then try and take out the big ship, or just try and really annihilate this destroyer here? We'll see how I feel in a minute.
Yeah, that's not a great day for him, to be perfectly honest, but there is one of the Deutschlands lurking just off that corner.
So that's my movement. So, opening volleys, Connor.
Yes.
What have you got?
I have. Yes, and it's not worth... So the Bismarck does not have torpedoes in this game. I haven't gone for the shiny upgrades, but all the other ships do, so I've got to remember that my cruisers do have torpedoes.
Oh, yes.
Quite annoyingly, I'd have actually rather not had initiative this turn because I want to see if I can get him through first of all, so I actually don't know what to shoot with first. So, I'm going to try and do this whole overkill business again and just try and take out this destroyer with the Bismarck.
I like that. I'm happy with that. That's a trade I'll take.
Which is a good... Obviously, it's the destroyer really soaking up fire, but it's the risk of I don't really want that ship that close this turn, so I'm going to risk it for this turn. And we'll see what happens.
How many points is that Fletcher, for reference?
60.
And how many points is that Bismarck?
450.
That's what we call a good trade.
To be fair, so's the New Mexico. New Mexico's 450 on the dead. So, just basically had some spare points left over. I've got radar upgrade and AA upgrade.
Oh, just
irrelevant.
Because neither of you bought carriers in the end.
Yeah. Really what I should have done is 60 points for that upgrade. I should have just put an extra Clemson in, or the Fletcher, because I have some Clemsons that I haven't painted yet. But I didn't think of that.
But it's just
That'd be
top
one more shit for you to worry
Yes,
about.
to be fair, I say 4. I think I stuck on some AA stuff
I think
there
we've
as well,
both done that, yeah.
just to soak the points up a little bit. So I'm going to go for the big guns here. Now, I am in point blank range because it's 10 inches or less.
Oh my god.
So that's +1.
Yep, it's my sting.
So it's freeze. You've moved, because the one with the rudder damage died. So, so it's freeze, -1 because you're a destroyer. So it's still 5s, which is why I think overkill is actually the best way to try and kill these things. So for the main 2 guns are on the front.
Yeah, this will not be chipping away. This will just be destroying.
We've got 1 hit, which is, and I should remember this off the top of my head, but it's 3 damage dice. And it'll be 2+.
So that's probably a 15-inch gun. Looking at roughly kind of eyeballing the ranges on the table, probably shooting flat.
So thankfully, it is 2+, because that...
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's 3 points of damage, but no criticals.
That's
1 hit point left.
wow.
And then we've got all the light guns. This might have been...
This was overkill, but that's
slightly.
fine. Sometimes you just got to guarantee something's dead.
What I can display... Well, this has to be called a showy display of overkill.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to go for the 8 shots, which is the weak, so these won't cause criticals.
Oh no.
Am I within 4? I think I'm out of 4 from bridge to bridge, yeah. So this will be normal, so it'll be 6s for these.
Yep.
Twin linked? No, wait. Twin linked?
Cool. I don't know. I got my
No,
blade.
they miss. They miss.
Wow.
The 8 shots miss. So the 6 shots, which
You're
are
not
twin
going
linked.
to not kill him.
At least hit you. These are on 5s though, because these do have slightly better range. The 8 shots is just kind of the splattering of they were trying to, I think, use anti-air, but do correct me in the chat if I'm wrong on that. So we've got 2 hits so far.
I think he's dead.
3 hits, so...
He's so dead.
Watch him roll 1s here. Watch him roll 1s here.
And it is -1 to the AP, so I do need 2+ again. Got you.
Yeah. Sunk.
But only just, so the overkill wasn't actually as bad as before, so I had to get rid of that. Didn't want to risk the torpedoes into the cruisers. Bismarck actually has a torpedo belt, so I'm not too worried about them on him.
Okay.
And he's got a lot of hull points, but a lot of torpedoes could be coming his way, so it balances out one way or the other.
Bismarck has a torpedo belt. Unfortunately, Max doesn't have any swordfish.
I am going to be completely ludicrous with my overkill here. All guns, including one side of the torpedoes, into that destroyer.
Yeah. Something with the torpedoes that we were chatting about in the pre-game as well is one of the lovely things about the Kriegsmarine ones is that you have 2 sets of torpedoes that can be used either side.
So do mine!
Do yours as well? Oh, dear.
So I'm going to...
Fire everything.
No, I'm only going to fire 1. I'm going to save the other one for one of your Deutschlands.
Yeah.
So this is 5 hitting on 3s because it's -1 because of the destroyer, +1 because it's side on, and +1 because it's point blank.
Yeah.
So we're looking for 3s, and I have 5 dice to roll here.
Main gun, yeah.
Just the main gun. Obviously, the light gun's going in as well.
And that is what I'd love to see. So
That
if you
is
can't see it on the camera,
1 hit there.
1 hit at this.
And that was
Lovely
3
face.
1s and a 2.
That's fine because we've got devastating, and I'm rolling 3 dice.
I'm okay.
I think you're still dead.
Mike, there is actually a scenario for that, with Bismarck starting with its
5
rudder damaged
damage.
and steaming in circles.
5 damage total.
That's okay.
Yeah, so I think you live.
Yes, no, 1's still a fail, I believe.
Okay, so 4 damage.
Yep. So he's lefty. So he's
Yeah,
6
yeah,
up.
that was
So he's got 2 hull points left.
significantly under average there.
Yes, I got very lucky with that, which I'm hoping means that he can squeeze through. But Max might.
And here
Is
come the...
he crippled?
Yes.
Yes.
So here come the light guns as well. So these will be hitting on 2s.
Oh, those were torpedoes the first time round.
Yeah.
You -2 to hit for torpedoes.
Oh, I don't even...
That's
Oh,
fine.
well, there was 1 6 in
Yeah.
there. That was the only hit. So I think it was all 1s and 2s and a 6.
So I thought they were the light guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the light guns. These are hitting on 2s. All hits. Wounding on 2s, I would presume.
Hitting on 2, hitting on.
So, yeah, so it'll be
Yeah,
wounding
yeah.
on 3s because I'm -2 to armour.
And we need two wounds left on the Plucky Destroyer.
No wounds left on the Plucky Destroyer. That is
Yeah,
quite...
those are rubbish torpedoes.
Yours were.
I don't suppose they're Mark 14s, are they, Max? Famed for being possibly the worst torpedoes ever.
So yeah, you're your next ship, but at least I've sunk one now.
So it was a bit of a shame because I was hoping the Destroyer was going to make it through for the cruiser. But it has also taken out some of the torpedoes on the Destroyer, which is helpful. So you've got 1 set left on him, haven't you?
Yes.
Right.
Torpedo-y thing we can use.
Gargoyles, that is a really good question for later, and if we have time at the end, I will certainly get to it, because I've got an answer and I don't know what the lads have got.
Right.
Go on.
So Gargoyle says, question for a bit later on, all 3 of us. What would our dream victory at sea fleets be?
Kriegsmarine. If we're going for nations, Kriegsmarine, for me, effectively, a bigger version of what I'm running now. So, at least a battleship, maybe, it depends how many points we go up to. The 2 admirals supporting, and a destroyer screen. So I actually have all the current ships for Kriegsmarine.
Yeah.
So it's been quite good to just go down, pick them out of the cabinet, and have that. It would be nice to play around with some aircraft as well, but I'm trying not to do aircraft as much with Kriegsmarine because it's
a theoretical.
Yeah, I guess basically US. I'm not the biggest naval head in the world, but I like my US stuff. I think it's cool.
And I think the only thing that I really want to change, more aircraft.
Yeah.
Because obviously that was very iconic. And I probably want to do late war as well. It's kind of late island hopping stage.
He's died.
Absolutely. No, for me, I actually know exactly what I want, which is every Royal Navy battleship / battle cruiser, every Royal Navy capital element, basically, September 1939. So everything big the Royal Navy had that was afloat at the very entry to the war.
Nice.
Which we'll need to get some more stuff made, but I've seen some good stuff coming out of the studio that bodes well for that.
So, destroyer. Oops, sorry, moved it there. Destroyer is going to go into this one here. So it's
Only guns at least, no torpedoes this time.
no torpedoes.
That's one of the big reasons, because I could have got this guy around you, but I was like, I don't like those odds.
So we're going to have the
Never
main
tell Max
gun,
the odds.
the main
Can't
gun,
count.
and the light gun. So the main gun is point blank range, so it's +1, so it's freeze.
You got a main gun on that?
Yeah, that's paid for this 5 point, 15.5 point, whatever
It's
it was.
pretty evil.
For that, so
roll
it's 4's normally extreme close range, so it's +1, so it's freeze. You're a destroyer that moves 7, so it's 5s.
Yep.
But it's twin linked, so it misses and it misses again.
Woohoo!
And then the light gun is which you'll hit on 4s because if it ignores the destroyer rule.
Yep.
1 hit. And
Anything but. Unless you've got a negative.
no, I've got -1, so it or 2. -1, so I still need a. Or still need 2+. Hopefully cause a crit.
Hopefully calls up nothing.
Wow.
And for that, the destroyer decided not to hit at all, but he was a bit preoccupied with the rocks, as pointed out earlier, so he's making sure he doesn't run aground in this game.
I mean, this is actually. I'm really liking this, that we're seeing the destroyers getting in close and really trying to deal with each other before the cruisers get absolutely whacked by torpedoes. Because that was pretty savage over that side, with the 1936 getting obliterated.
Sometimes you gotta. So, I believe I've got every gun in with this one to shoot him. So
Yep.
he's just going every gun on him. There's no destroyers around to distract him. Even the light guns if they're in range.
So is that Indianapolis on sheer?
That's USS Northampton.
Northampton.
On
8
here.
inches.
On sheer. Nice.
So everything's point blank.
Sorry, all my main guns are point blank, and the light guns are 1. So, I'm going to do the light guns first because they're kind of easier. So, you've presented your side to me, so +1 for 3s, and I'm long range for 4s.
Yeah.
Wow, they all missed. What were we saying about gunnery, Marcus?
That's
That's another important bit.
That's secondary battery. What can the main battery do? What can
Here
8-inch
come
guns do?
9 shots. We've got lower barrels here. Again, 4s, I think, isn't it? Oh no, 3s, because it's
You can see my
and it's point blank 2s.
point blank.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, my point blank's 8 inches.
Wait, mine's 10 to be. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
point blank close.
yeah. So cool, 2s to hit. This should do some damage. We didn't have this in our test game, so 2 misses there for 7 hits. But this is going to be lethal, so that's 3 each.
Have you got minus your AP or you know your AP 0, aren't you?
So that's 21 damage dice, is that?
Yeah.
That's something
Yes.
So I'm going to do them individually because I don't think we've actually got enough dice to just roll it as a big block.
not sterilised already.
So we've got it's armor 3+, so he's going to need a 3 or more to cause damage. And they're not weak, are they? Because you've got no traits on your guns.
No, none at all.
So what we
So
find
what was I rolling for 3s?
3+ to cause
Okay.
damage.
So that's first one,
So it's
3. Second one, 4 or 5.
6.
6. 9. Ouch.
And one of those was a crit, so we'll do one.
Yeah,
one
crit. 9. 12. Ouch. Last one,
Nothing.
13.
Oh yeah.
So that's 13 out of
13, but only 1 crit. Okay, and does the crit crit? The crit does not crit. We'll take 13
So
damage.
he's gone from an almighty 27 to 14.
Is he crippled?
Not yet, I don't imagine.
No, he's down to. He needs to be down to 10.
What's he at?
Because he's on
14.
14. So he is definitely feeling that. That was
That is a hell of a salvo to come in from Northampton. That has just rocked Sheer.
There we go. Yep, bit more. Keep it up. Good guns.
But has Sheer fired?
no.
Don't
However,
worry about it.
It's going to be more difficult for me to hit him back because I can't see his port or starboard side, whereas I've actually.
This is true, but let's see what Sheer's reply is.
No, he's going to do destroy next, aren't you? That one. That's very high priority.
She's going to. So we're going to go.
I like playing this guy. He's better than mine.
So again, the rear gun can't see the torpedoes.
Just when I was going to give you some advice as well, Max.
The torpedoes.
Please don't. I'm winning.
The torpedoes could try a trick shot, but I think I'm going to be just out of range. I'm not going to find my torpedoes yet. So it's going to be the A turret and the light guns into this one here, which is Indianapolis.
This one here.
Yes.
Yep, Indianapolis.
So we've got 3 shots from the main. Should be in point blank under 10 for this one, and the light guns are point blank at 6. So the light guns might not be. Yeah. So unfortunately, it's about 7 or 8 for the light guns. There. So the light guns are on normals.
Yep.
And the thing. So the main gun.
Whoa.
3 shots hitting on 3s.
Mr. Stander, I agree, but Max has his system for rolling dice and it works for him. Personally, I'm an idiot. I would have just rolled 7 by 3. You rolled 3 by 7, but you were also using it to count your scores. So
Yeah.
you've got a system.
There's a method to my madness. I'm a little bit weird with numbers. I'm okay with them, and I'm pretty good at arithmetic, but I need to present it in a way that I can digest.
So I'm straight damage. No differences to this. So
Cool.
your armour 3, 2.
That's a Portland. This one, right? Yeah. Portland is 3+.
So 3+. There we go. We've got 2 criticals, hopefully. So he said that already.
4
Bit
damage
surely.
first.
So 4 damage.
Yep.
Let's see what we get on the critical roll. 2 have gone through. So
Ouch. Yeah,
this is what we like. We like criticals.
We do like crits.
So first of all, for a critical roll, we're going to roll a d10 to see what area it is. I'm really hoping for a 10.
10 and a 6.
I've got a 10 and a 6.
That's a magazine. What's 10
So,
actually?
10
so just a minute.
Yes, we do.
So a
6
is a weapon.
So that's -1 on an attack dice of somewhere. Do you want to roll a d6 for me?
Yes.
Connor?
And that is a 4, which is your main gun.
Is it?
Yes, I think it's.
Is that how that works?
1 to 3 was light guns, 4s to 5s was main, and
A battery.
Oh, A battery. Yeah.
Basically, functionally, no extra damage, but it is a step.
In the right direction.
However, the big one.
And the big one actually. So I got very prematurely excited about vital systems because I got it before with a torpedo and got a straight sink. In a
this can
practice game.
suck.
This is just a bridge destroyed, so it's just 1 extra damage
And no orders.
and no orders. But we're not really using orders, so it's helpful.
Kind of got away with it a little bit there.
It's helpful, but if we get some more vital systems or get some cheeky torpedo shots in on it later, we might be able to rip it apart a bit quicker.
So I'm also writing my stuff down. I like to write stuff down just because then another thing that you can kind of track. But we do have the tokens in play as well. So was that all of your guns done, or do you have lights or something to fire still?
No, that was the light and the main. So that's 5 points damage total. On Max saying forgetting about things, we finished. Oh no, we've only done 1 turn. Never mind, ignore that. I'm forgetting about the Bismarck damage roll again.
Yeah, we'll do that later.
So he is done.
So me, right? I am going to actually return fire immediately. Indianapolis, 2 front guns into that one.
Yep.
Rear gun into that one. The Spey. And light guns into that if it's in range and relevant. So here, we're going to be point blank. And here we're going to be just out of point blank. So I'm actually going to do this one first because it's a nice, easy, simple roll. So this is just going to be flat 4 3s because I'm on your side up.
Yep.
Change my mind. All miss. Good job, guys. Turned it around too fast, apparently. And on this one, it should be flat 3s again, because +1 for point blank, and that's it.
Yes, so same as what we had the other way around. It's not on the sides of each other yet.
Nige, welcome. Even if you are a bit late, not a problem. Max has got his US Navy.
And this one all hits.
Yes, 3+.
Which is doing a number on Connor's Kriegsmarine. But Connor's Kriegsmarine are also giving it back good.
This is all 1 damage, so I can just roll it as 1 block.
Great.
Makes it way easier to manage.
Armour, sorry, AP minus?
AP flat.
AP flat, so 3+. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ooh, 4 and 2 potential criticals. No criticals again. I'm not getting much luck on that.
So, and I'm not too feeling you, I'm going to show Marcus. Is when you're crippled, is it when you get to that number or is it when you go past that number? So I'm on to 10 I'm on to 10 hull points remaining. So, is it, I've hit 10, that's me now crippled, or is it below 10?
Okay, so for example, USS Northampton has a whole score listed as 23/7.
7 or fewer.
Yeah.
Below or it's equal to or below.
Okay, so he is crippled, because it's 10.
Ooh.
So,
I'm going to find my light guns as well for what little it's worth.
so just so I can remember whilst I'm doing this, I'm just going to put a red token on my crippled ship. There we go.
So we're at normal range, so hitting on 4s.
I mean, checking that, he might actually do another
And
whole point
5s,
anyway.
yeah.
So,
Nothing. Okay, dice have
And-
been so-so.
Marcus said crippled was
So-
half your movement.
Yep, it's half movement. And only 1 turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite worrying for the Admiral,
Yeah.
Oh, and half all your attack dice rolling down.
which is the torpedoes.
Brutal.
Ooh.
Okay,
So,
over to me. I've got the Admiral here.
I think Indianapolis is the obvious target there.
Yeah.
Side on, lots of guns.
So we are at
Lots of pain.
9.5, so 10 inches. Let's see what we've got. So my rear gun won't be in, unfortunately. Something I'm trying to learn about this game is to actually have some better positioning. Oh no, that's it. It's because the back quarter, so it would actually be in this case.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
So
No
it's
questions.
Two lots of 3 for that. So the A turret and the Y turret, both 10 inch less for point blank, and then the light guns would be at short range
For anyone wondering,
at 6 shots.
Kevin needs to check 45 to boost. Just fold a bit of paper on itself. Best trick. It took me, it's just a lot of thing that people don't think is very intuitive. Just a little bit of thing. If you use a post note, it'll do it itself. And then put that flat edge against whatever you need, and suddenly you've got a marker. Never paid for an edge marker. Back when I played Warhammer Fantasy, everyone had those made in MDF and like laser cut. And I'm like,
Yep.
why? Just fold some paper. Your army list will do it.
Max, we sell hedge markers. Oh no!
I know you do.
So fantastically, 10 inches is my point blank range, so I'm just in into the Indianapolis, which is fantastic. So it's +1 for that, +1 for being in his.
Well, I missed you, so I think
Starboard.
it's gentlemanly and
So
polite
it's
to miss me.
So it's 2s, and let's see if we can
It's gentlemanly and polite.
We'll
It's
see.
gentlemanly and polite. Not happy.
So they've all hit.
Oh, it's gonna be dangerous. 1 damage.
And each of them are 2 damage each. So I should have enough dice to do all of it together. 6.
So her
Three,
armour is
6.
+3. So you're looking for 3s.
And my damage is +2. So anything but a 1.
Ouch.
These are the main guns.
Yeah, this sucks.
So basically, all it is these two love each other to bits. They are made at the same time, I think. And one's caught you out, and the other's going to get revenge, hopefully. That's quite a few ones.
That's what we like.
Only
to
1 crit
see.
so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. See if the crit does anything.
It
does.
goes. What does it get?
Gets the
1.
It gets the engine.
Ooh.
So your engine, -1 to flak speed, unless you've already taken some engine damage.
No,
You
just
have.
-1 to flank speed.
So no extra there. So that was so 10 in total because we didn't count the crit damage. So it's 10 whole points gone.
Cool.
And
Oh,
then
does crit do an additional 1, or was that one of the ones on the chart there?
it's 1, but I didn't count that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I did 9 in the crit separately.
So you'll be pleased to know I'm 3 off being crippled myself.
Fantastic. So hopefully the light guns, which will be on freeze to hit, will do this.
But that's all your big guns shot now, so.
Watch me jinx this, but this has been a very brutal kind of cruiser and destroyer engagement thus far.
So all hit.
But
Battleships have barely opened their mouths.
yeah.
So we've got all hits from the light guns on 3+.
Yep.
-1, so it will be 4s to cause damage. So we've got,
I think
and I just want to double check these are weak or not.
So I think it's quite obvious. I'm going to kind of get board control. I want to kind of isolate the Bismarck and then go in for the kill.
Yeah.
So that might suffer, because if this guy gets beaten up and these guys start going down, then I'm going to be left with a full strength Bismarck and some limping ships, and that might be enough to clean me up. I think it's the right strategy given what I'm going up against, but this could backfire hideously.
Whereas Connor's gone for a little bit of an armoured fist there.
Yeah.
In the centre of the board with the Bismarck and the 2 Deutschlands.
Yes. So with the roll there, it is 2 crits because my guns don't have even my light guns don't have weak in most cases, which is fantastic. Hopefully, as we're going to find out. So there's 3 hull points so far. Very quickly onto the tactics thing. Yeah, I'm just trying to go armoured fist straight towards his main ship as you would.
And yes, Mr. Stander, boom, with a full stop.
And hopefully we're going to get some crits here. 2
Oh,
crits
ho, ho, ho.
Son Headhill.
on the 8 and 8.
That's-
So on the crew twice. So you've gone. I haven't hit crew yet, have I?
You have. This is second crew damage.
So you're-
So multiple fires. So it's taken. You take because it escalates up.
Oh no, sorry. This is the second one. I'm wrong. It was on guns the first time. So 2
Oh.
crew damage.
So 2 crew damage, which is a fire. So it's escalation, which is important for later on,
An
and
extra
an
1
extra
damage.
1 damage. So you've got you're 1 off being crippled.
You did 3 damage as well
Oh, so
with the
4,
light guns.
So,
Yeah,
you're-
so she is crippled.
so we've managed to fight fire with fire there, and get the cripple back, and hopefully the escalation will mean that she will start to burn.
She's in a lot of trouble.
How many hull points has she got left?
7.
Okay. But on that is nearly my entire fleet done.
That's a hell of a response though from the Admiral Shear.
Oh yeah.
That's a big showing. Has the Admiral Shear been touched yet?
Sheer. So no, this was Spree.
Oh, was it
Spey,
Graf
sorry.
Spey?
Spey. Okay.
So,
No,
this guy-
Spey is fine.
Ooh.
Hasn't been touched yet. So one is unfortunately probably going to be at the bottom of the ocean very shortly. But hopefully this one can help with the big ship.
All I can see is this death ride from Bismarck and the Deutschlands. And just kind of the Deutschlands are basically just ablative armour at this point, as the Bismarck's going for that fight with New Mexico.
So everything but the light guns are point blank here. Chicago is just going to try and clean house on this side. I'm going to do light guns first. That's hitting on 4s. Because it ignores it because it is just a light gun.
I'd say probably for tactics-wise, as we're picking the game, it actually might be better for the Kriegsmarine to actually try and get to the enemy a bit
2
slower
hits.
in a normal game because they've got quite good long ranges.
Mm.
However, again, for the speed of the game,
Oh,
let's
Good
get in
done
full
with that.
throttle.
So
Get
1
quite
damage
close.
on that one, but no crit because that was my light guns and they have weak.
Yeah, so he should
Gentle
that's his
in.
first hull point done.
It's all a little bit man in the high castle here as well.
Yeah, and hitting on 4s because they're point blank. It would be 5s if they were normal range because it's destroyer.
Light gun. Light gun?
Oh no, I've already done light gun. That was the
sorry.
light gun.
So,
So
minus
4s.
destroyer moved.
Oh, 5s because yeah, you got 5, didn't you? Let's see if we can take out a rudder here. Hey, it's 4 hits though. There,
That's
I'll take
balanced
that.
out the earlier dice rolls there,
I
Matt.
think it's anything but, isn't it? Okay, 1 potential crit and 3 more points of damage. Come on, give me a crit. I haven't had one yet. Nope, still nothing.
Wow.
So
You've had
damage
no
is
luck with
still-
those
Yeah.
crits today.
And I'm still not crippled. I've got 3 hull points. I've got 2 to be crippled. So
Okay. Well, at least I've put some hits on her. Yeah.
and I think I've got to return fire there really. So hopefully I don't get crippled in this turn. I can then fire some torpedoes into you in a moment.
Yeah, I really need that
So-
to go away, really.
So we're going to go for the main gun, which is 1 shot, twin linked, and 2 light guns again. Point blank range. So +1. No other.
Yep.
Plus or negative. So 3+ hits.
Ouch.
I'll do that one now for damage.
Yep.
Causes a damage
1.
point. And the light guns, 1 hit. No damage. That's a lot of 1s in that roll. So just 1 hull point chipped off from the front. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling that Kriegsmarine should probably try and play a ranged game where they can, and then finish off with torpedoes. Only played against the Japanese and the US at the moment, so I'm looking forward to trying some British.
At some point, I'll get you a game against my Royal Navy.
Yeah.
Give me a bit of impetus to paint the damn things.
So, I think Fletcher's going to answer that one as well.
Yeah.
So, all light guns on him. I think really he's too long range to justify the torpedoes at this, I think. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with the torpedoes this time. That's going to be a waste. So, hitting on
So it's 4s normally.
4s, side on, 3s, moved 4s.
Yeah, because you're not point blank, are you? No.
All hit though?
So you've crippled me. In fact, actually, you've sunk me.
If I cause
damage. Sorry,
yeah.
you can do that.
So anything
Get
but
preempted.
here. No, because I'm -2, so 3s.
Freeze, yeah.
Was that the German captain prematurely abandoning ship?
2 damage.
So he is crippled, which is another torpedo runner crippled, which is interesting, but he is limping on with 1 hull point, hoping to get that lucky shot of torpedoes.
On something that matters.
Yeah, doable. He's got 4 shots from each torpedo salvo, so it'll be 2. So we might get lucky next time. We'll have to see who gets the initiative.
Yeah. So have you shot with everything?
I'm done. So I'm done for this turn, apart from damage
Fantastic.
control
New
at the end.
Mexico's got whatever it wants. So this one's point blank, shooting in there. So it'll be 4s because point blank, I don't have any other modifiers.
Yes.
All guns, no torps.
Fives. Only light guns.
Yeah.
Fours.
2 hits. And
Fours.
1 damage.
That's his first hull gone, so he's got 6 left.
And then this Fletcher's going to surprise you, and I should probably shoot him as well. In check range though. What's his? Short's 9 inches, so that's comfortably in. He's almost in point blank. Yeah, so I'm just going to try and hit him, hitting on 4s.
So yeah, so normal 4+.
Yep.
-1 destroyer 5s.
Light guns.
That ignores the movement one.
Oh, of course, yeah. Get myself confused. All misses.
Ooh.
Then again, that would have missed him as well. So.
Thankfully, it hit the lovely tactical rock we placed in the sea.
So I think the only one. This one's left as well.
Must be a German.
Oh no, he's fine. He's
synthetic
definitely
rock.
fine. Yeah. Boop, boop, boop.
And then USS Mexico, who's going to shoot into this destroyer, I'm guessing.
New Mexico. Well, he's literally got no other targets for his rear guns.
Oh yeah, he's actually.
I don't think looking at it. Yeah, everything else is he's actually going to fire a lot of hate that way. And with the 2 main guns, we're actually going to see if I can put some extra hurt on this one.
Yeah.
See if I can finish it off. So we're doing the main guns first up front. I believe that's 3 dice per. Where are you? Yeah, so 3 dice per.
Do you want to see the range?
Yes, please. That makes it easier for me.
We are at
Go on, say 9
bridge to
inches.
bridge 15.
Yeah. So short range, front on. I think it's going to be flat 4s, isn't it? There's no
Yeah.
other modifiers. 2 hits, not great, but there we go.
And then armor 3+, and you're
Like
+2.
+2, yeah,
Yeah, so ones.
anything but.
2,
2 more damage.
which puts him on
Okay, can this be
8.
done?
2 damage, yeah, sorry. So 8 left.
Okay, so 17 inches, which is short range.
So it's 4s.
Yeah.
So it's 6s. So you managed to do it because of the. So it's
I'm side on 2 as well.
side side.
I think so, looking at it. Yeah, side on.
Okay, so 5s.
5s.
See if we can knock this final 2 hull points off him.
No hits. Wah, wah.
Whew.
That A-class has had a lot of luck this turn.
A lot of luck. But
Done a good...
I was hoping it balances out this one. Like not.
Yeah.
If both of them had got through, that would have been very good on my.
So I think it's recovery phase. We've actually got some... That's
Yes.
my one.
Oh, yep, sorry.
Thief.
Well,
Yeah, don't worry about
I've
it.
got a.
While the lads,
We're using hand sand pretty regularly, so...
while the lads obviously finish up a bit of the token clearing, actually loads of new faces
That's
in the
good.
chat today.
Consistently growing.
Yeah, it's so obviously.
I wonder if they are actually new, if it's just you haven't been on chat last week.
There's a few
Because we've
names
been growing
that-
quite a lot
A few names that I've definitely not heard
Okay.
you say anything, but thank you very much for joining us, folks. I hope you're liking it. So it's now what, bottom
So-
of turn 2 or top of
I
turn
need
3?
to... I'm going to go mine first, if that's alright.
Yeah, go for it.
Try
Yeah.
to put out the fire on him. So 4+, or else it might escalate.
Yeah, so it's crude. It's to fix it first.
Yeah.
To go down
And
the
then it
level
might
of war.
escalate again.
Yeah.
So, 4+, we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about it.
So it's for each category you go down by 1. So you got 6. So you go 4, 5, 6. So you go down by 3 points on that single damage.
Oh, really? So I'm
So
free
it's
on
for
crew.
each. So it's for each one
Point
you're on.
over.
So if you get 6, it's great because you're knocking off a lot of the damage. Your hull points don't regenerate though.
Yeah,
sadly.
You've done the War Thunder thing, Max, and spawned some crewmen from nowhere.
It's the best way to be.
They just extinguish themselves. I'm going to roll for my Bismarck one, which I've had from the other turn. 4+. Yes. So Bismarck is now back to normal for his guns.
Ooh, that's going to be.
Yeah.
I think that's the only ship that's under any great suffering at the moment,
I
so...
haven't done any crits because the destroyed stuff.
Yeah.
The things I've shot have just died really.
Pretty much, yeah, except that one.
Yeah.
And well on its way, though.
So that is turn 3.
I could do initiative this turn, please. I haven't had it yet.
We're going to be
9. That's
got to be a 9, just like this. No.
Hey!
That was so close to being slick.
So, move your first ship, please. Let's see what we can do. And I have a lot of chaff to just kind of, do whatever. show me the interesting stuff.
Hang on a minute, Max, are you playing the US Navy like you're Russians in bolt action?
Kinda. It's not my fault you didn't take enough destroyers. Okay, where are we deploying the Fletcher's torpedoes? Got it.
There we go.
Got it.
I don't like it when Max has that tone of voice. It means he comprehends things.
I think this could be quite a brutal round for
This is gonna suck.
so much damage. Because obviously dice should balance out. So this is where Max's dice rolls will balance out.
Sorry. Dice should balance out. Can we all pause so that everyone in the chat and all of us can laugh uproariously?
First one done. Fletcher slightly manoeuvring because I know you're going to probably come forward.
Listing lazily to the left.
Yeah.
Well, that is actually an obscure May the 4th reference.
Okay. Is that full speed ahead?
Charge!
Oh!
Although unfortunately we don't have ramming in this game.
Fortunately, we don't have that.
Unfortunately.
And yes, Lancer Ulysses.
Is this one gone?
Yeah.
Lancer Ulysses
That's
with what I would say is the quote of the turn, F.
Get to there and turn in.
So it's interesting after
Get
building
David.
the entire Kriegsmarine fleet where I'm realising that I like to charge forward quite recklessly and that's probably not a Kriegsmarine tactic. So that's going to be fun. It's like running forward with a gun line, I think.
I mean, you're kind of, I guess, reenacting the spirit of the Texel engagement that never happened at the end of the First World War.
Has he been knocked? He was knocked slightly because he was...
Possibly, yeah.
Yes, because I don't think I was head on to crash. So 2 inches there.
Kobayashi can't wait to have a single game of endless perfect rolls to balance out a lifetime of poor rolling. Yeah, you and me both, mate. It's coming any day now.
Nudge me now.
Sorry. But I don't think I... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that's 2.
Sneaky.
And cut off the head and all that. Although that's still probably not really in good torpedo range. I'll mess up a little bit with the... In fact, yeah, I'm actually... Sorry, I'm going to stay that way.
Okay. That's fair enough.
So whenever I think of this, and we get to this close range, I always just think of, especially on May the 4th, I just think of Revenge of the Sith, right at the start, where you've just got the two cruisers hammering each other to pieces at the start of Revenge of the Sith.
Underrated movie.
Well, we are doing Revenge of the Ships right now.
We are.
I think I overcooked that turn a little bit, so I'll bring him back.
See, if one of you was playing the Royal Navy, we could have gone with the Empire Strikes Back. It is that time of year as well.
Bring her about.
Ooh.
Get him dead.
Be laying alongside for a torpedo salvo there.
Sadly, I am crippled here, so I'm only going to be able to actually go 3 inches forward. So this is going to be, I think, the death of this ship, sadly. I'm going to pivot that way.
Okay. Probably save yourself from torpedoing this turn then.
Stig, yes, listing lazily to the left is my favourite move. That's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting one here.
Oh,
Now,
That's
unfortunately, I think he will be dead before I get to fire. Sadly.
that's actually all looking rather crowded down there.
Have you got any ships left to move?
Yes, I've got my destroyer.
Sorry, I've got quite a bit left to go.
He's got to hold this side of his fleet.
Again, limping forward to there.
Oh,
Simple. Get first shot, make him dead.
So thankfully, there's 2 options here where I'm going to get to hopefully fire some torpedoes because Max can't shoot 2 ships before I get the shot in. So we'll see which one he wants to kill more.
we've got our first prediction though from Troy Sterling Knees. Bismarck pushing up to victory.
Okay.
That's the call on the ice.
And then I've got New Mexico to go.
Yeah, I was just double checking how much damage I've taken in Bismarck. It's 4. So you've got 98, healthy 98 left.
There we go.
But we will see. I actually do want to kind of see with torpedoes how much damage I can take with the Bismarck. It'd be interesting to see how much he can actually. Because the last game I had, we forgot for half the game about torpedo belts. So
Yeah.
I was just above being crippled.
Okay, neither of us in proper side-on range at the moment because we're functionally out. It's going to still be counting as front shooting, even though it looks like side. So I think we're going to get some bruising this turn.
That's cool.
Ooh.
I'm not shooting at him this turn.
I think everyone's moved now, though, right?
I've moved all mine. I mean, I've got my other fleet coming on the board in 2 turns.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah.
So I think it's guns, guns, guns. What do we actually want to do first? What's going to cause the most carnage? It's not actually bad.
Very
shout.
quickly, before we start on that, can you guys just indicate that, because I'm looking at it from the top down, you guys just indicate whose is whose and what we've got in that big central melee that's about to kick
I
off.
think yours is going to be easy, because basically, this is all Kriegsmarine here.
Yeah.
So that one. And then we've got Battleship, that's New Mexico, Bismarck. And then we've got Cruiser on my side, and Cruiser down.
Nice.
Everything else is Destroyers on my side. And we've got the Wounded, Sheer, and...
Spee?
Spee? Okay.
Spee's that's everything.
Okay, so the Wounded, Sheer, and Spee here. So...
Nice. That's going to
So
be...
it's my shot first. I'm thinking what's going to cause the most mayhem, or what's going to mitigate the most mayhem. And as sad as it is, I'm actually going to go for the least splashy thing I think I have available. And that is... Make sure I'm not getting torpedoed this turn. So I'm just going to try and blow you out of the water. So I've got all my guns. I am side on. So the only thing I'm taking is the destroyer penalty with the main guns.
Yes.
Because you haven't been able to move fast this turn. So point blank, hitting on 3s because I'm side on to you. Let's just get you out of the water. Then we'll do light guns as well afterwards. Like I say, this is like the least flashy thing I could start with, but...
It was.
It's important.
I was hoping it was this side over this side. I wanted to get the Admiral to get some shots in before he goes.
Yeah.
That'll do.
You only need 1 point of damage, right?
Yes, sadly.
Oh.
Sadly,
That was almost a failure.
As much as Max's dice rolls were abysmal there.
Yeah, that was hitting on 3s, 4 misses out of 9. Wounding on 3s, 4 misses out of 5.
Do you know what that was, Max?
Awful.
That little destroyer was underneath the level of Chicago's depression.
But, dead.
That's just because they threw a really
Right.
heavy rock over the side.
Make me hurt.
Right, so
suck.
we've got to go here because he's
Cool.
going to dynamite. So it is Sheer. He's going to go into the Northampton cruiser, obviously.
So, your -1 to hit on everything, was it, with crippled?
No, half my guns.
Wow.
I'm going to be fine. So that's interesting. So the Deutschland cruisers do limit the torpedoes on each side, which I didn't realise. So it's the
That
destroyers.
was hideous outside.
So the destroyers
atrocious.
see that. So it's 4 shots normally from my torpedoes. So it's only going to be 2 shots, and I'll still put a rearm on him, hoping that he will survive the turn. So that's it. Torpedoes is gone.
Mike, I'll see Bismarck and raise you Yamato for that one.
Do we round up or down when we halve for
Down.
damage? Down.
Down. Always down. Pretty much always down in this game across
So
the board.
it's 2 shots from the 2 A turrets, because 3 shots normally sits down to 8, and then 3 shots for the light guns. I'll just check the range for torpedoes. So it's out of 2, I'd say.
Yep.
So they're not to the torpedo
I
shots.
think that's torpedoes.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's the Kriegsmarine.
So it's 2 shots, -2, so it's 6s for the torpedoes. Side on, so it's 5s, and normal things. So it's 5s for the 2 torpedo shots. Really hoping for a double hit here. 1 hit.
Oh, this could sting.
4 damage. Now these are devastating. So what this does is anything that I roll but a 1, because 1 still fail,
Yeah.
it causes that many hull points, and on a 5 or more, it causes a crit.
So, say for example, you roll a 3, it causes 3 damage.
Yes. How many? So when we did this practice game earlier, torpedoes took 50 hull points for more of this. So I'm hoping. How many are you on?
That one is on 21.
We can do it.
That's doable. That is actually doable.
Not with that roll though. So we do have 2 crits. So it's 10, 11, 12, 15 hull points of damage there. Now we've also with devastating. You don't need to roll to see if they crit. They do. Crit.
They auto confirm.
So we're going to see where they go on the D10s. We've got a 10.
Oh,
And a
So-
7.
And then the lovely, last amazing thing about the torpedoes is that I get to roll on the crit rather than it being just 1 up. So for the 7, which is a weapons,
yep.
we do 1, which is another. I've already counted the. No, it's an extra one. It's 1. So it's 1 extra hull point, -1 attack dice on your 1 or 2. So it's light guns, I think. Cool.
But then the big one.
And the big one. And I did say at the start of this that I wanted to see an explosion this game.
Drum roll.
So drum roll for a 6. 1.
You're just sniping bridges today. It's a bad day.
Bridge with a torpedo must have popped out of a wave.
Yes. Did he? Has he already? No, he didn't take vital. He didn't take vital. Oh, it's 1. Yeah, bridge destroyed. So an extra damage, and no bridge. Which is so disappointing.
I'll tell you what, it's a bad day to be a captain, though.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll see if we can get really fluky with his remaining guns. So the light turret.
It's brutal.
Really fluky with the remaining guns. Watching just get perfect
two
here.
main turrets. So it's one shot each because it's 3 shots each normally, rounding down each gun. So it's not sadly 3. It's 2. 2 hits. Armor 3, wasn't it?
Yep.
2 damage each.
Oh, sorry, 2 on that class.
2. So it's 2s. Another 2 hull points there. And then light guns. The last thing.
She's really looking peaky.
Is that what's that on 3 now?
3, yeah.
And 3 shots from the light guns. Now they're not weak, so we can see if we can try and sneak a cheeky critical here.
They could do this.
2 hits. 5 and a 4. So 2 hull points of damage, but no crits, sadly.
1 left.
Oh!
Yeah.
Max, you've been advised to retire your dice.
Right, I think... That's a good point.
Hoping for an explosion. Hoping for
Oh,
an explosion.
No, I was kind of sat there going, yeah.
Right, let's put some torpedoes into Spey.
Yes.
And Spey's managed to survive this far pretty much unmolested, right?
Yes, so this is where I've been hyping all pre-game about seeing an explosion. Not caring which side it's on, if I'm honest. This is where you will get the...
Point blank side on 2s.
Yes.
Is that with the torpedoes?
Remember, it's -2, 4 torpedoes.
So 4s. Yeah, and I'm going to fire all of them, so that is attack dice 10.
Just dumps a ridiculous salvo of torpedoes into the water.
Gotta be done.
Watch Max roll 1 2.
Nope. Not happening. I'll get some. That's not too bad. That's exactly half. That's what we want. So, damage dice. 3 on this devastating.
Yes. So do you want to do that 3 times?
So that's 5, that's 15?
Yeah.
I can make 15.
And he's on 32 hull points, so chances are this is him dead.
Yeah, that's 15 dice. He's dead.
But it's
And a lot of devastating.
that's
too.
all but guaranteed dead, in fact.
Unless he just gets 15 ones.
And
I've
what's-
seen it before.
So I've got no AP at least. What am I looking for? 2s?
3s. No, yes, torpedoes, but it's, yeah.
Oh, of course it's, yeah. But it's 1 or 2s fail.
Yeah.
So we'll take out all the 1s and 2s, and we'll just count it up, and we'll separate out crits.
And he's gone, but it would
So
be good
crits
to see
alone...
if on the crits we can see if we can get that, see what
Yeah, so the
damage
crits
do.
alone are 21. That's 29. So yeah, he's dead. That's 37 total damage off 1 salvo. And then you want some crits as well.
Yes, so let's see what you do. So see which area you hit.
We've
So
got
I
one vital.
One important one, and I actually got another one to roll
Yeah.
as well. So 1 vital system. It is a 3.
3, so it's still not quite an absolute destruction. It's an extra 2d6 damage, if you please. Just see how many you'd have done in total.
my
First,
lord.
probably about 6.
That would... okay, that added a whole 2. Snake eyes.
But yeah, so what we can see here is torpedoes are just menacing, because that's now
That's why you
quite
need to
a
get
big
rid of the
chunk.
destroyers early, which is why I was kind of happy to take some extra knocks on my other stuff. That's brutal.
Graf Spey just absolutely vanishes under an avalanche of torpedo explosions. That is, that's pretty stunning.
There we go.
Yeah, you don't see that every day. So, your next ship.
It was going to be him. Right,
Is
so
that or that?
This is coming down to the wire. I think it's going to be quite a painful end here. Torpedo range. Let's see if we can get 2, 5, 7. So if I'm within 5 or 7 to your big ship, it'll be great. I'm in 7. It's going to be 6s. It's going to be 5s because I'm on the side. So I'm going to just try and get these torpedoes out. So it's going to be both sets of torpedoes from the destroyer into his big ship.
Yep.
4s to hit normally. 6s because it's torpedoes, +1 because it's the side arc.
Cool.
And it's in normal range, so it's no plus or minus. So 5s.
That's kind of extending to New Mexico.
5s. Torpedoes into New Mexico.
Yeah.
Now, does New Mexico have a torpedo belt? Which
I
is
hope
sort of-
so. Torpedo belt 2.
Yeah, which is annoying that I can get around the back because it would have ignored the torpedo belt. So with torpedo belt on damage, it's -2 to each of the rolls.
Cool.
Let's see what we do. So 5s to hit.
I reckon this would be unpleasant.
2
but-
hits.
Ooh, okay. But not lethal is what I was going to say.
And then
So
damage.
How many damage dice is it per?
Oh, good point.
I reckon it's 3 with torpedo.
Should be. Yeah, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
6 total dice,
Six.
-2 per dice.
Yes.
Cool. So does armor even factor into this?
But I think if you roll a 5 or a 6, it still counts as a crit.
Yes.
It's just...
it's
minus
2 less
minus the
damage.
damages. So, we have 4, 8, 11, 14... I think they still do it... No, they would just discount them.
Yeah.
So, 14 damage.
And 4 crits. It's good sting.
Not especially what I was after, because it's all in different areas. So we're going to do these quite slowly one at a time because they will escalate into each other. So, the first, for the 1 and the 2, are both in engines. So I roll a d6 for each of these, but it's the highest one that counts. I don't add them together when doing the system. Double 2 anyway. So you've gone on to rudder damage. So you must move 3 inches before each turn.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that on top of normal movement?
Yeah, it's just that's a pre-turn movement.
So it's made me faster.
Yeah.
Weird.
Rudder damage must move 3 inches before each turn, and you take an extra damage point there. So that's those 2. The 6.
So it was rudder.
Yeah, rudder damage on 2. The 6 is weapons, so we'll see what that does. 1.
Light guns, I think.
Have I already hurt you in any way?
Nah, this first hit he's taken.
So that's an extra hull point and -1 attack dice on your light guns. And then the final one, which is a 9, which is on the crew, will be a 4. So it counts each of them in turn as they go up. So 1, 2, 3, 6 extra damage. You're on escalation. -1 attack dice again on the light guns again. Weapon area critical score increases by 1, and the ship's crew quality checks, which is what you'll need for escalation stuff, is a -1 modifier.
Ouch.
Wow.
So the weapon critical score takes another 2 hull points off, and it's -2 attack dice on what would be the light guns, because that was what was rolled a moment ago. Critical score, crew critical score then increases by 1, which then puts you up to hull breach, which is engine area critical score increased by 1, d6 hull points damage, so an extra 1 because I rolled a 1. Engine damage goes up to turbine damage, which is an extra 2 hull points.
Wow.
-1 to, because I definitely read this is that you keep carrying the escalations on. -1 to flak speed crew. Critical score increases by 1 to crew area again, which is explosion. So it's 2d6 damage. So your crew area is at the worst it can be now.
Yeah.
You also, so it's an extra 4 damage.
And your weapon area critical score increases by 1 again.
Which is just bonkers, so we're on the 3rd one, so it's an extra 3, so that's an extra 7 in total. And a random turret must roll a 4+ before it shoots, and it won't shoot if you don't. So one of the turrets you have to pick before you shoot.
Yeah.
To thing. So it's taken quite a bit.
Yeah, that's brutal.
And then we will try and get some light guns into you at
Technically, she's not crippled.
She's
She's on loads of health still.
True. A point from the chat. Yeah, that rudder jam does mean before each turn you must move 3 inches, not extra speed.
Wow.
So then the 3 light gun shots.
Yep.
Side arc +1 because of the side, but normal range. 3 hits, a 6, a 5, and a 4. Move those out of the way.
6+ armor if you're shooting the Mexico.
Yeah, I think.
So you're looking for 6s.
So light guns are -1, so I need a 7, which doesn't happen, obviously, because you can't roll a 7 on a 6-sided dice, apparently. So that was a nice reversal, actually. So how many hull points total damage did I do there, Max?
That was about... I don't know where we started, but it was over 25. Wow.
So that is just to show how devastating destroyers can be, guys, because
So even though
the
your
ship
actual
was
roll
one-shotted.
was pretty naff, it was 14 damage. Yeah. The roll-on
Crits.
effect, and I think I've actually missed something. So I believe I'm on 2 weapon, 5 crew now,
Hang on.
and
No,
2
you're on-
rudder?
You're on 3 weapon, 6 crew, 3 weapon.
6 crew, is it good?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hold on, yeah. Missed
I just rolled 2 6 and rolled really poorly. So 6 crew, 2 weapon, and... Sorry, 3 weapon.
I keep saying rudder, I mean engine.
Yeah. Engine is turbine damage, which is on a 3. No, it isn't. Yeah, it is because it went up.
So you're 3,
3, 3, 6.
3.
So this is
Yeah, I got
basically
really hard to follow after all.
the Bismarck really wants to kill the New Mexico now in a minute, hopefully.
Yeah, that sucked.
But it's crits is it's an interesting one. But that is all of his torpedoes gone from that.
Yeah, he's
Destroyer.
got some torps in there ASAP.
So,
That was a pretty good salvo from that 36.
so I think this was definitely the turn of the destroyers.
Yeah.
What I'm feeling when I've not played this, so again, chat, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I feel that aircraft are probably. I know destroyers are anti-aircraft, but probably a screen of flights into the destroyers in the early turns of the game will probably help alleviate some of the damage. But I'm not sure because I've not tried the aircraft out yet. There we go.
Okay, so I believe a ship of my choice.
Next turn.
Bit spoiled for choices, really.
Oh, does this game have the pre-measuring?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, because it's basically working on the concept of you've got radars, you've got rangefinders, you've got all sorts.
Not this time. So I think I'm going to try and finish off that one. Yeah, finish off that one first with the Northampton. So the Northampton's crippled itself, so
You're half running down your damage. You're probably. I'm only on 8.
we need more than that. Actually, we could be quite smart about this. Yeah, so all guns are actually able to target. I might just use the New Mexico.
Cool. Remember, you've got to roll randomly for all turrets that you can shoot with. So it'd be light gun, A, B, X, Y, and light guns as options. And on a 4 plus, one of them can't fire. I think it's can't fire, or is it 4 plus they can?
No, 4 plus con.
4 plus can't. Yeah.
Cool, so I think, yeah, all guns, there.
Okay.
I think that works.
How many options have you got for guns?
4.
So 1 and a 6 is our re-roll. 2, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 is just listed as they are down
Yep.
your sheet. So it's this first gun on your sheet, and on a 4 plus it can't shoot, which is part of the engine damage. Can't shoot. So you've lost your first gun in your list.
Okay.
Don't know
Yeah,
what it is if you front your back.
That'll be A turret, probably.
9 inches range. Cool, so we are all in point blank at least.
Yes.
So,
Stops one of your shoots.
3's to hit, I think.
4's normally, point blank freeze. You're not in my side, or you're on my
Nah,
second.
not inside.
Freeze.
Toes on the scratch and some heavy thumping.
Quite a lot of
6
hits this time.
hits. Yeah, and these are all 3 damage as well, so it's going to be total 18. 9, 12, 15, 18. So looking for anything
3.
plus, I think. Yeah, and
Plus
plus 2.
Anything but a 1.
Dead.
Very.
Yes, so
Yeah.
unfortunately he has come to the, how many? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15. So you've done double what he had left,
Yeah.
basically. So he
That
has
was
got...
possibly overkill, but I wanted to definitely get him gone before anything else.
So is that the Bismarck alone except for that one destroyer?
Yeah, so destroyer with no torpedoes left.
Ho, ho, ho,
On
ho.
the Bismarck against the might of the US Navy. It's not going amazingly well. However, I think I've got a good chance of maybe sinking the Mexico over the next couple of turns. He says just before he fires the Bismarck.
I mean, you've done some serious damage.
because most of my cruisers are
Crippled.
crippled. Yeah.
I mean, no matter what happens here, the US Navy is going to be missing those cruisers in the New Mexico for quite some time in dry dock.
Yes. So we're going to go here. We're going to have the rear turrets go into this cruiser.
Yep.
Because he can't quite get into the New Mexico.
Yep.
And the front turrets into there, and the light guns into the front. Cool. Into the thing. So I'll do this one first. Actually, we'll go for the number one. This is great. This is the first time I think I've ever fired my ray guns because I'm really poor at positioning. So it's 4 shots, so 2 from each of them,
There's a Caesar and Dora turret.
and within 10.
Yep.
So
Twos.
sides, so 2s,
Suck.
Four hits.
That sucks.
and then these are plus 2. So it's anything but a 1, 3 damage each. So 12. And lots of 6s.
That's a lot of crits.
That's a lot of
I think
6s.
that's dead
I-
anyway.
I want to change my mind. I want that to be against the New Mexico, right? So that's
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage so far. We'll see if these actually go through to critical because they're not torpedoes.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 4 crits.
Anything
Again,
interesting? Cool.
2
So
sevens.
she's dead. Let's not work these out. Let's see if there's anything exciting going to happen there. But she's sunk on just the damage.
Who was that just got removed by a salvo from Bismarck?
That was Indianapolis, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's no.
That was my only Portland on the.
hopefully
on the board.
there's no sharks.
Okay, so we're now going to go into... so I might have messed up slightly here. My light guns can't actually hurt the
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
I
So
mean,
I'm going to fire my light
very
guns.
important.
So I'm going to fire my light guns into the destroyer.
Yep.
With the main gun going to New Mexico. So we'll go to the destroyer first.
Bismarck just laying about herself at this point.
9 is the so I'm going to be within point blank. So it's
Yep.
4s, 5s because you're a destroyer. 4s for point blank. 3s because I'm a side on. 3, 6, 8, 3, 6. So these ones are so these are the weak ones. So these can't cause crits.
Yeah.
So that's 5 hits. -2 to the damage. So it's going to be 3s or more.
Yep.
Can't cause crits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage.
On
That guy.
this. Ouch.
Is he still alive?
He's crippled though.
And then the
So it was
the
Bismarck trying to go 3 for 3 there on shots versus
Well,
kills.
and then the twinkling shots. What did I say it was again?
I can't remember.
4s, 5s, 4s, 3s.
Yeah.
So a few more misses there.
Sweet.
Twin linked. Okay. So twin linked is probably the best rule in a wargaming industry game. It's one of the best things. I love it. I'm so glad it exists in this game. And then -1, so it's going to be 2s.
Yep.
5 more damage.
On this one.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
His light guns can't hit you, big one. So he's gone.
Wow.
And then the 2 big turrets on the front into thing. So
Yeah, this is what
4s,
I'm really worried about.
4s, 3s, 2s.
Yep.
No, 4 plus, because it's your 6 plus armor, aren't you? 9 plus 2.
Correct. Yeah.
So 4s or more. 2.
Yeah.
2 hull.
That could have been worse.
So lesson learned for there. Should have probably. Oh no. To be fair, the main guns couldn't get there anyway, so actually it didn't matter.
Bismarck did just annihilate 2 ships in functionally a single salvo.
Yes.
I
There's a reason why the Bismarck is the Bismarck. I think it's for the cruising player.
mean, this is a full-on brawl now. The question is, Max has got a lot of stuff left on the table, but a lot of it's quite poorly, and a lot of it's quite far away. So can he get them in to kill the Bismarck before Bismarck finishes off New Mexico?
Yeah.
And we will have the escalation for New Mexico in a moment as well to see.
Yeah. I think a lot of them are at the final. So Crew's already at the final track, and I don't think anything else in one does escalate. So she's stable for now.
So you.
Because she's on turret damaged, which doesn't escalate, and she's on rudder damaged. So turbine damaged, which doesn't escalate.
Oh yeah.
So she can only get better this turn, but she's still in a pretty bad way.
Yes. But yeah, do you want to see if you can fix her?
It's not the end of the game yet, the turn yet.
Oh, sorry.
I've got lots,
Yes.
lots left to do.
As Brian Cox would say, Professor Brian Cox, things can only get better.
So there's a lot of guys who can't really shoot much, so this one's just gonna, I think I've got 360. Yeah, all guns into this one, sorry. Pew, pew, pew.
So 4s normally.
Yep,
-1 for moving. -1. No, wait, main gun, light gun.
my guns. I've
So
only got light guns.
5s,
Basically
range.
2 hits.
4s. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 damage, please.
Are you minus damage?
I am, no
Minus
damage.
Oh, no damage.
No damage.
2 damage. He's down to 4.
No damage.
Oh.
0 damage. You don't take any on that one.
Yeah.
That one's going to be out of range. And that one, I can't hit the Bismarck, so that's turn other than him. So she is gonna all guns into the Bismarck. So that only 3 dice though, 'cause she's got
Short range, normal range.
I think looks like not point blank. So short
So
range, threes. Side
Oh
on.
yeah, side on.
So 3 hits,
Armor 6.
which turns into 9.
Any no AP for this one, is there? No,
No
sorry,
AP,
no
unfortunately.
armor penetration.
Yeah,
Right, damage.
yeah, AP's fine, so it's abbreviated to. Oh no, damage though is only 1. So yeah, 3 dice here looking for 6s.
A 6.
1,
And a
so
1.
potential crit.
So got a whole point.
Yeah.
On 4+.
Come on, gimme.
No.
Nothing. Still nothing.
Down to a mighty.
Have you had a single crit this game?
Not outside of the torpedo barrage.
And that really didn't help.
So Bismarck is down to 97 whole point.
Troy Sterling here, Bismarck ensuring social distancing and personal space
Yes.
around her.
So you two guys.
Yeah.
Mr. Standard, Davey is definitely refilling his lockers
Cool.
with the help of Bismarck.
So just going to try and fix this guy. This
I don't-
and
yeah, I
all
don't
going to
have
be
one.
on weapons this turn because I only get 1 repair turn, don't I?
Only one category yet.
Yeah, so I'm going to go
4+.
weapons because this might mean I get an extra gun next turn. Hey!
And you go down by 2 because you've got 4 and
So
5.
she's only got damage to the light guns now, which is actually fine. And I, because it's a bit of a longer game, I'm just going to run to Lou very quickly while we do anything because you've got some repairs to expose, I
Yes.
believe.
Marcus, can you just check on escalation?
I absolutely can.
If you're already at the top of the track, what would happen? Like,
Give me a second, just unwonking the camera slightly. There we go. Escalation, you're saying, sorry, mate?
yeah. So what we're checking here is crew area is already at its full.
Yep.
So I want to see if escalation ends up actually pushing that into like what would be a 7 for the crew area damage. In which case, I'd probably suggest max.
If the area already has a critical score of 6 and receives another critical hit to the area, apply both the extra damage and the penalty for a critical score again. So basically,
it will do a 6 again.
yeah.
Okay. So what we'll do when Max comes back is we'll just see if he wants to change that option to try and fix the crew area and take 2 damage points off of that, because otherwise he will take 2d6. Potentially, he'll potentially take 2d6.
New Mexico could blow up here.
Yeah, so we've only got escalation once. In fact, that's the only, apart from when you get onto the vital systems. I thought it was more than. Oh no, there is a. I think engine there is. Yeah, there's 2 escalations because there's one on engine area. So we've just double checked, Max.
Yep.
Because you're at level 6, if you escalate in it, which you still would, you would just take the final option again. So you could be taking 2d6 damage.
Can I
On
change
your
my
six.
answer
Yes.
to that?
So you've got 2 you can use, but you will still take an escalation on the engine area though, because you are at fuel system. Your fuel system works.
No,
right?
No, I'm on
Turbine.
turbine.
Oh, my mistake. So
The
yeah,
turbine doesn't escalate.
so you would go down by 2
So
rather than
I'm
your
on-
weapons.
So on
There is still the risk of you escalating, but it just means you won't take 2d6 damage necessarily. In fact, yeah, you.
I'm on heavy shrapnel now for crew area, so I think we're stable on escalations.
Yep.
Oh no, you'd still, because you've escalated from the fire on crew area, you'd still take an escalation
Oh, I see.
roll.
So it's somewhere in the chain,
Yeah.
not on the one you've landed on. Okay, so now I'll roll actually.
Yes, it's
So on
the
a
crew
4+,
test.
it stays the same.
What was your? It might be on a 5+.
I think it's going to be worse than that. My crew's messed up.
-1
Yeah,
modifier for
modifier.
heavy shrapnel. So
Yeah.
-1 for your crew test.
So 5+.
And if not, it just escalates up by 1, I think.
Yeah.
Fine.
6.
Oh, love it.
So no escalation
That's
there,
almost
which
in
means
the
it's
camera as well.
not extra, no extra damage from puny fires and things
New,
that we don't
New
care about.
Mexico's crew pulling absolute heroics here
Mhm.
to keep her afloat and fighting.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. That's pretty rough.
Exciting.
I don't think there's anything I can do for her. I know I can.
Has she got crits?
Yeah, so I'm going to try and get hers off as well.
Yeah.
She's only got 1 on the gun. It's mostly physical damage, and she's almost sinking, but so nothing.
No.
So she's only damaged on the light gun, so I'm not too fussed
Is she
about that.
escalated on anything?
No, she's literally got 1 on light guns. That's it. She's pretty nuts.
She just had the whole. She's currently more of a colander with some guns than a warship.
She's on 1 hit point.
Outstanding.
Right, I think we know where that destroyer's going to try and go for.
You're out torpedoes.
I know. You got one.
Did you fire?
Both sets.
You fired both sides as well,
So
or they got
Creature
360.
can
They got
shoot-
360
Creature can
launches.
shoot both on one side.
Ah,
And I believe you did.
yes, he did.
I did fire everything
Everything.
because
So, initiative.
initiative.
4. I'll keep it.
Oh,
Move!
So Turn 4.
Now, can Max get enough stuff in there to kill
I
Bismarck?
don't think so this turn.
Hey, enough lucky escalations.
I just don't think it's going to happen this turn, though.
No. Max is playing the long game.
Oh, I'm playing the torpedo run.
And Armistead says apparently I've won the internet for describing her as colander with guns. I'll take that.
So, your first move.
Yes.
I think I need to move her first anyway.
Oh, yeah, you go 3 inches.
And then stop dead.
And then 2. Where's the...
Cool.
To that. Annoyingly, if I'd have got the torpedoes here at this spot, wouldn't have had the torpedo belt damage, so I'd have probably killed you at this point. But 5 to there. But I also think this was still a better choice to do what I did. Might have been more damage.
Conor has no regrets.
No regrets. Just going to ram you in the rear with the destroyer.
Steady now, Conor.
But I think I've got a gun. Do some.
I have weapons. I promise I'm a warship.
Yeah, I have an AA battery as well.
So,
I've
move
got
Bismarck.
the A gun, haven't I? So it's not worse.
I think Bismarck's only going to inch forward, I assume. Yeah, I thought so.
That's ladies and gentlemen, now for the main event. Let's get ready to rumble.
Okay, now that's fine. So,
You're not shooting. You're not going to shoot her first, are you?
because she's got torpedo belts, right?
Yes, torpedo belt 3.
And they don't watch the rear, do they?
Nope.
No, I'm not even going to make sure that's a clear one. So, in your rear. You've got not got anything left to move, have you?
No.
Go on, I'm going to do all my guys then. So, sweep forward. This is where I think the game will be decided.
Yeah, this is where those numbers, those extra destroyers you brought. We might see Bismarck go to death of 1,000 cuts here.
Yeah, I think definitely not rushing in as quick as I did. Maybe having that extra turn of distance to try and take down the destroyers would have been interesting.
And then there we go. 3. She's still going to bring her guns around. Pushing Chicago. I was hoping for a bit more of a swing, but I don't think it's going to play.
I mean, the destroyer on that side did its job well to just keep you over there.
Yeah.
So
I really shouldn't have committed Chicago, I think. I think my plan was you'd be a bit more stationary, but with the push-up, she's kind of been played out of the game. But I think that's movement, and that means it's mine to go first.
Yeah.
So let's put some destroyers in. Neither of these guys have fired their torpedoes, so I'm going to say this one first.
Yeah.
Range 5 inches. So that's so it's not point blank, but it is short.
So it's 4s because it's 2s. So it's 4s normally. Sorry.
6 is torpedoes.
6s. So it's 4s normally.
Yep.
-2 for the torpedoes.
And
So
that's
6s.
the only benefit. So, all 10. I need this.
Here they go.
Couple 6s. Couple 6s and we crippled her.
That's a couple of 6s.
3 6s. So that's 9 total. And here goes the devastating.
Let's see what happens.
So looking for some 5s and 6s. Let's see if we can do unto Bismarck what Bismarck has done to New Mexico.
And thankfully, there will be 4+2 damage due to the torpedo belt of 3. So at least hull point wise.
Rear armour.
Rear, of course. Ah, dear.
Here come the 2s. Anything but.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Take away that one.
Another 6 in the back corner by the camera.
So we got 3 crits.
There we go.
3 crits, which equals 17 damage. I'll do all the damage first, if that's alright. 20, 23, 26, 28, 30 damage dead. Nice and simple.
And if she survives this, then there's another destroyer about to do that.
I was hoping we stay
30
on
damage
cripple
up
to try and
front.
take out the
30.
big
30. And then
3, 3, 6.
So we've got engine, and weapons.
That's not a huge amount.
So if you roll 2d6 for the engines, and it's just the highest one.
2 and pick the highest.
Yeah, because it's...
Yeah.
So engines on a 5.
Nice.
Oh.
So...
flank
roll-
speed reduced to 0.
So
She's
not
dead in the
moving.
water.
Got it.
Roll d6.
What am I rolling for, sorry?
More hull points.
Okay, yep.
So
Okay,
2,
two,
3,
two.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm on 38 whole points taken.
Yep.
Then roll your 1 dice for the 6, which was the weapons.
This would be a really nice 6.
A 4. So we are
Turret
on
destroyed.
Random turret is destroyed, which we'll do in a second.
Yep.
And then I have to random turret a different random turret when I'm shooting, and then there's a minus attack
Another
dice.
D6 damage.
So
Okay, so I'm going to
D6.
go 1 to 4, and
Oh.
then 1 being alpha,
Yeah.
4 being delta, and in between them we'll reroll 5s and 6s. Alpha's destroyed.
Alpha is destroyed. That's crap, because that's the one I need.
48.
So roll d6 for the damage.
What's this for, sorry?
Damage.
Just extra
yeah.
damage, yep.
For 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
42.
10.
40,
So it's 10,
42.
38
So
to 40.
48 now total.
48 damage.
Because it escalates all the way up. You get all,
Oh,
you
of
apply
course.
all of
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
So it's 48 damage. I am escalated. I'm going to actually put these markers just on here because it's the extra
It's only
better.
the first one.
Yep. So you just wiped off half the Bismarck's hull points with a
And
torpedo salvo.
minus-
Somehow blown off Anton turret at the bow.
And just roll 2 dice. This is just to see
Flat
which
D6.
areas the... Yeah. So both areas are the
1,
same.
1.
Light guns, so light guns lose 3 attack dice to a minimum of 1.
Cool. Flipping out.
Now, do we get the Bismarck's? Probably her last blow here as well.
What was the damage in total, sorry?
40.
48.
48, sorry, yes. 48.
90, 8, 7, 60, 50,
And she's on 2
49.
escalations as well next turn, so she's getting at least 1 escalation roll, even if she can repair.
Yeah.
Ouch.
If she survives that long.
So I'm on 49 hull, and my crippled is 34. So that's a definitely big chunk of Bismarck has just ended up.
But ironically, yes, as Mike points out, she's been torpedoed to hell and back, but the rudder still works. However, the engines are dead. She is dead in the water right now.
That will be the one I will be trying to fix,
Hmm.
I think. Right, so I'm going to shoot into... I've got to go for it. I'm just going to try and go for the head. Go for the USS Mexico. So, A turret is gone. B turret is fine. X and Y turret are fine. And light guns are going to be at...
Can you damage with the light guns?
I can't. I can shoot the destroyers, though.
True.
It was -2, but I've got 2 different light guns, so I'll just do -1 on each of them. It's 2 different sets of
Yeah.
light guns.
But I think the real prize here is, can Bismarck kill New Mexico before she goes down?
I think at this point, both those ships, assuming they Bismarck doesn't get wiped out or worsened by the torpedoes, they are going to be probably getting out of there. I
Yes,
think they-
survivors are going to be coming off the cruiser. The Chicago and the destroyers, their job now is to pick up as many survivors as they can.
So the first thing I'm going to do is fire all my light guns into this one.
Yeah.
To try and kill it.
So she'll basically -3 attack dice, right?
It was -2 because it's...
Is it only 2?
Yeah, so it's -1 to each. So -1 to each pool.
Cool. It's not too bad.
So this is the...
Range is 5 inches.
So this is the twin linked. So it's 4s normally, 3 plus. You moved. Did you move 7?
Yeah.
So 4, 5. Yeah, because I'm not in your. Oh, I'm inside.
You're inside.
4s. So this is the twin link one. 3 hits.
Yep.
And crits hopefully.
Ooh.
2 damage.
2 damage. And then these are the weaker ones. So these can't do crits.
Cool.
And not twin linked. So half hit. And again, 4s. 4s with this one. No, 3s because it's -2. So 3 points of damage.
You've crippled her. Damn it.
Oh, and she's on 1 hull.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't quite get that because again, AA guns. So if we hadn't have taken some of the weapons from that torpedo, the light guns, if Bismarck,
The light guns probably would have got her there.
and then the
Because I think if Bismarck had managed to sink that destroyer and New Mexico,
Yeah.
it's kind of, the game is probably going to end on a very bloody score draw.
so Bismarck is going to fire 6 shots from his 3 remaining big guns into New Mexico.
I thought he might.
So 2 plus.
Yeah.
2 miss.
So I'm 6s to
4s.
damage naturally. 4s. Yeah, I think we're going to match each other here.
Ooh.
2 and no crits.
No crits. Ah.
Not bothered.
Not great gunnery there from Bismarck.
Not bothered.
And I think that destroyer is going to make her pay.
Yeah, it's got to be the destroyer next.
So I haven't actually shot that one. That's one.
So the destroyer's crippled, so she's on half dice. So she's only on 4 and hitting on 4s. No 6s because it's torpedoes.
but in the rear arc, so no torpedo belt for Bismarck.
It's got to be done now. There's a temptation to save it, but
No,
one
do it
hit
now,
here is
do
going
it
to cause
now.
so much carnage. Not 3 5s and a floor dice. So we'll reroll that. Nah, nothing. All miss.
Ooh.
If that was side, that would have been 3 hits.
So we've got what that.
And she's out. They're both out of things.
Torpedoes.
Yeah.
Now, so I've got my destroyer.
And
so the
Bismarck.
light guns are going to try and get a cheeky shot into this just to try and take out the last hull point. They can't hurt your big ship anyway. I mean, how many hull points have you got left?
One.
Here? One there.
Yeah, literally 1 hit point left.
Light guns there. Main gun into the.
Okay.
I'm gonna be really cheesy with this. See if we can do it. Main gun into here. Light guns into here. See if we destroy. I don't. It's
Yeah.
It's worth a try.
that is 8 to there, and 9 to there, which is the main gun into this one.
Yep.
6 inches is short, so that will just be hitting on the normal. Will freeze because it's on the side.
Yep.
So I'll do that one first. Hits.
Ouch.
2
2+.
That's got her.
Yeah, got it, yeah.
Yeah, she's sunk.
Oh,
That's
masterful gunnery there from that destroyer. Nerves of steel as well.
And then we've got
To be
Oh, yeah.
staring down the barrel of a very angry New Mexico.
light gun, so it's 4+ normally. Your destroyer, so it's 5s.
Yeah.
Hitting your side out, that's 4s and 3s because it's point blank range, weirdly. Because long range guns.
Yep.
So 2 shots,
Okay.
2 hits.
It's probably her dead.
4s.
Yeah.
3s, sorry. No, you're armor 1, aren't you?
Yeah.
So 3s.
Dead.
Got it just. Critical, so just a curiosity's sake, didn't get the crit. So wow, to what I have to say is probably a guy who's going to be getting a promotion if he survives. Top.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
destroyer.
that's
Yes.
probably an iron cross for that bloke right there, assuming that New Mexico doesn't,
Get that man a bigger ship.
because he's going to need a new one in about 30 seconds, I
No,
think.
New Mexico, I don't think he's paying attention to him, not when
And
Bismarck.
the next guy's like that. How's he doing more damage? He's just little running around.
Also,
Speaking of New Mexico,
let us pour
all
one out.
guns, all guns.
Yeah, let us pour one out for USS Colander as New Mexico looks to avenge her.
So she's got one turret that might not fire on a. Oh, sorry, you roll it 4+.
Yeah, so what we got? 4 main guns.
Redo the overhead quickly. Connor, can you give me a hand with that while Max
Yeah.
does his rolling? She needs to come towards you a little bit, I think.
Oh, that's I'm moving it here.
No, leave it. All that's happened is you've lost the tape.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Are we on? Are we good?
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
that-
just stay that there.
Yeah, that might move. We've lost the tape. I might need to stand up. We'll play it for now.
Yep.
Okay.
So on a 4+, I get 1 less gun.
So it's fine.
Okay, cool.
I think we'll roll the 4+ and then randomise
Yeah.
it quicker.
So point blank, hitting on 2s.
2s and 4s. 2s then 4s, as we had before.
Ooh.
Couple
Yeah,
1s, that's fine. And winning on 4s. Let's get some crits here as well. Let's really put on the pain. Okay, 1 potential crit, that's rubbish. Really poor rolling. 2 damage and a potential crit. Do I finally get my crit? Absolutely.
He does!
He does.
Now, Max, you know there's one more we're looking for here.
We need a 10.
Add a 3. But that's an extra thing on an already.
It's engine damage, so you're
Fuel
gonna
explosion.
magazine explosion.
Fuel. That was
I'm on
engine.
weapons, sorry.
Engine
So
damage.
Engine damage.
Fuel explosion, crew D6, and crit
I
crew.
think we got him.
No, 3 damage. Fuel system ruptured. We're on, right?
Fuel
I
explosion,
thought you were
mate.
on 5.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
3d6 damage.
And increase your crew crit by 1, so what was your crew on?
None.
Cool, so that's just -1 attack dice, that's whatever. But 3d6 damage.
Here we go. This is the actual damage.
4, 5,
10.
6, 10.
Kaboom.
Down to that's one ship. 37. So I'm still
Alright.
not crippled.
Light guns into your AA as well.
Yeah, Amish, what's happened, mate, is the high-tech solution that holds the camera onto the overhead rail has come slightly loose.
Is it
Which
still playing up?
basically we've still got, if you look, we've got most of Connor's half of the table.
That's terrible, mate. No, we can fix that.
And
Way better than that.
very quickly, -1 attack dice.
That's what I said,
on
yeah.
my light turrets.
Give us just a second as Max does some...
Technical.
Right. I know, I need bracing head up there. Right. scooch me as close as possible.
Connor, Phil. I'm getting a lovely view of Max's Union Jack socks down here. They are very fashionable.
Yeah, here's the crazy one. I never actually play with footwear. Connor, can you check the camera while I'm here?
Yes.
Thank you for bearing with us, folks.
Yes, we can see. Just keep it
Is
still.
it
That's
basically everything?
Yeah, well, it's definitely got the main bit in the middle and most of the map. So
Right
yeah,
now.
as long as that's fine.
Go. Getting down. Yep. Got you. Sweet. So, 5 dice on the light cruiser here. I'm hitting on 2s, point blank, and side on.
Destroy the move 7.
Uh,
Light gun, sorry.
yeah.
So -1, so 3s.
Yep.
1, 2,
This is
3,
the first volley.
4. So he's
Just
down.
using that.
He's now crippled. Got 2 wounds. But you probably will kill him.
So I've got another volley of 5. What's the difference here? What's DP stand for?
Dual purpose.
Dual purpose.
That's it.
Oh, I can fire it on AA basically.
Yeah.
It's 4 hits.
He's gone. If you, oh no, you did that.
Dead.
Yeah. So the destroyer, amazing as though it managed to take out something, is now been taken out by the Mexico.
Has New Mexico killed something?
I'll say
His
yeah.
first kill.
Yeah.
That tenacious little destroyer, though, I think that might be the best I've seen a little ship do in a game.
That's pretty mad.
Okay.
So
So,
I don't know, the one that blew up Bismarck's pretty up there as well.
oh yeah,
So I think it's just whatever I've got left, isn't it?
Yes. So I'm floating around on a near crippled ship.
now the question is Bismarck going to strike her colours, or is she going to fight to the death?
I think there's only one thing for it, really. Hopefully.
Okay, so I'm only in short range with the Chicago, so she's going to pile in as well. Hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
Side on.
I think everything's posthumous in this one, Mr. Stander.
What range, say?
Short. It's only 15 inches. And 7 hits. So 6 hits.
6 with armor. 2, 3.
3 crits. Potential. So 3 damage.
Yeah.
And 3 confirmations. 1 critical.
Ho, 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 ho. It's the Chicago with the 8-inch guns.
Yeah. Pile it on.
8.
On an 8, which is crew, so you're up to crew 2, I think, which
Yep.
is a fire, and
Which
another
is
escalation.
and that's then crippled me, that last shot. There.
Oh.
Crippled, escalation on fire, I think we got it.
Yeah, I think that last 8-inch salvo, I think Bismarck's just kind of realised now that no one's coming.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so... And then that flap's just going to bounce around and slightly bodge it, but that's fine, I'm just going to go there.
Oh yeah, Amish, you're absolutely right. The little destroyers, never underestimate them.
Okay, so it's turn.
So, see if I can repair. I'm going to try and repair the fire escalation in the crew area. Yes, so that's gone. Back down by 2, so that's gone.
Mhm.
Didn't think I was going to get 6. Should have maybe done that on something else. Maybe should have done it on weapons. Oh,
Are
well.
you critical on what are you at on weapons?
I'm 6 on engine and I am 4 on weapons.
So you have another fuel explosion.
3d6 damage.
Yes, because I need to roll to escalate. So it's a 4 plus I
Yep.
escalate. Yep. So
Now
now
you take
it's
it fuel explosion.
so 2d6 damage.
3d6.
3d6 for
3d6
fuel
damage.
explosion. Oh,
Oh,
15.
15.
boom.
So he's down to 19.
And Bismarck at this point is being racked with explosions.
How many
Wow.
hull has
New Mexico.
New Mexico got left?
42.
I think it might be worth calling it there.
Do you want to call it there?
Yeah.
I think most of the US fleet's about to limp home and call it there.
Bismarck
So,
is burnt down to
Shake,
water.
Did I just win my first game of Victory
You won your
Seas?
first game of Victory
Wow! That was really close. I thought I was going to lose that for most of that. I think New Mexico came through in the end. Because I think when she took that damage, I was like, cool, she's out. I've lost enough of my cruisers. And then the Fletchers did their jobs stunningly well.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And then
I think
that
what
just
we
put
both
Bismarck
suffered
out
from
of the
though,
fight.
did it as well, was we were still actually too cautious with our destroyers. Destroyers, so if they'd have kept that destroyer for 1 turn, and it was in a good spot, it wasn't going to get shot at. It would have then had the rear into the Missouri, the Mexico,
Yeah.
which would have probably crippled you in there.
Yeah.
So I'd say definitely you want your destroyers to get into the rear.
Still under 5 games each. I'll take that. That's a good turn. That was a fun game. First victory in Victory at Sea. So
now Max is actually playing Victory at Sea.
And that's my first defeat.
Yeah. Have you never lost?
That's my first defeat in Warlord.
Wow.
That's a bold claim.
I've only played a handful of games, to be fair.
Yeah, that's your problem. Max is my regular opponent. My record looks atrocious.
So I'm actually going to ask things for chat. I'm actually thinking just we can get a little bit last conversation. Should we just start to tidy up?
Yep.
And just say, chat, did you enjoy that?
Shall we put the ships together just so from earlier? You want
do a little bit of a fleet review.
So I was going to say, did anyone enjoy that? Or did everyone enjoy that?
Lots of good feedback in the chat as well.
Hopefully we'll do some more Victory at Seas at some stage.
Yes,
I know everyone always asks for Cruel Seas. I don't think we're in a position to do Cruel Seas.
No.
We've got SPQR in about 2 weeks' time on the 17th, and we've got Bolt Action again on the end of the month.
Yep.
So out of BA, VAS, SPQR, and Blood Red Skies, I'll put that in as well. What do people want to see? So we can't do all of our games, we simply don't have the collections, and we're going to get Black Powder and stuff in there occasionally, but again, that's collection reliant on who we've got available. Please let us know. And obviously we've got Gabriel in next week, so I'm going to post up at the end of the week in Black Sea's Facebook page as to what we've got.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun, I think, as well.
On that as well, guys, with Victory at Sea, obviously I won't be on the video, on the thing every week, but if people want to shout out if they do have particular scenarios from the book in mind, / the submarines or the merchant convoy raiders, or if anything specific people want from the range that we have out, please let us know, because that would be very up for giving some of the scenarios a go, see how it changes up.
Vote for more Victory at Sea, some love for Blood Red Skies.
Cool, I like that. I really like BRS. I'd have to see who we'd steal from staff at BRS. Also, Marcus is playing next live game.
I would be happy to play
what am I playing?
these guys, but I'm
playing
not quite there.
I am, aren't I?
Yeah, you got Robin in 2 weeks.
Yes, it's the Naked Men off.
Yeah, so it's two Gauls versus Britons in 2 weeks, and then it's me versus Conor Hind from Store fame in the end of March. Sorry, in the end of May.
So I think you can just see there the disparity in fleet sizes between Max and Conor there.
Can I steal the camera from him? I want to
You absolutely can. You are the special cameraman.
So what we've got is...
So very quickly, guys, before Max goes through his extensive details, although we're updating the community site at the minute, my entire fleet up to the point when we released ships before about a month ago, there is an article on there, and they may or may not be appearing on on tabletop at some point soon. So there will be more information on the Kriegsmarine if anyone's interested.
Check the YouTube. I'm the next on the tabletop. I'm coming out this week.
And Conor and I are in filming.
Tomorrow.
Are on the tabletops tomorrow.
So definitely a good place, especially if you are watching this on our YouTube page rather than live tonight. There is quite a vast array of on the tabletop videos from quite a lot of the staff here at HQ. And there will be more coming, especially more coming over the coming months.
So yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed that. All I was going to say, it's not really showing up fantastically. These have actually been showing up on what they are specifically. So, we've got the extra bow wave on Indianapolis kind of showing up. And again, it's not really the cameras, I think the lighting more than anything else. We've got Chicago has 2 of the Fletchers in our colour scheme.
Yeah.
And 2 of the Fletchers are in New Mexico and Indianapolis. So there's a bit of cousins,
Yeah.
of course. So I think we can wrap it up there. I think that's enough time to have some feedback and comments roll in. So I think we'll call it there. I hope everyone enjoyed, and we'll see you next Monday for an interview with Gabby. And we are back on Monday.
Yes, Monday, 6 PM GMT. Thank you very much for joining us. Obviously, if you did enjoy that, click, get subscribed, come see us next week. And if you missed any of it, we should be up on YouTube next couple of days. So stay tuned.